Well, we're going live. Here we go. Wow, that was super quick. Holy cow. Hi everybody. Welcome to actually I need to change up the intro to this. Welcome to It's a Long Story. This is our first session with the new name for the channel and for the whole community. So very excited to start off the maiden voyage with the New Moon, one of my favorite groups, one of my only groups, one of my favorite groups. So we are jumping straight in. I believe we decided, Matt, would you like to bring us into where we left off?
Yeah. Last week on New Moon. Our adventurers were finding themselves fresh in the what do you call it? They were waking up into a world where they were sort of faced with the repercussions of their actions, specifically the night prior of kidnapping the town mayor and painting graffiti on top of the city hall that said, "Yell at the roar, quiet the roar, kill the roar, New Moon." This graffiti has inspired the town folk and themselves to kind of rise up and start rumblings and bolstered them to attack the roar. And in that way, really anybody that slightly resembles a Leonin in any way, shape, or form. Outside of this, a new member was saying goodbye to Kavish and his family as Panthera was going on their own adventure to seek their mother and father in the town of Muir, I believe we're in right now. Muir. Upon arriving in town, Panthera was confronted almost immediately by townfolk who mistook them for a Leonin and challenged them to a fight and started attacking them. The rest of the group, overhearing this, jumped to their aid to fight off the townsfolk for a little bit without causing harm, de-escalated the situation and chased the attackers away. Not before Slag 10 grappled one of them, and we were actually able to sort of get one of them, I believe his name was Alex or something like that, to have to do some community service in the local bar that we are staying, the Upside Inn. After a few moments of talking it out, Panthera then went to go visit their family and tried to see if they're doing okay, to which they found their childhood home left vacant as their family had been pushed out of their home that they grew up in. And they had a nice conversation with I believe a halfling individual that was in that space currently. Catching up with us at City Hall, we took, I think, estimated like 27 minutes to sign our names and to sign in, where the receptionist was absolutely stricken with Adim and his tattoos, and I think just kind of his overall thingy. And then and then we went up to the mayor, and the first thing that happened was Titian outed himself as no longer Titanabo, but Titian, the Bastier of Halsamal, while stammering hard about that because he was obviously a little strucken. Other than that, I'm trying to think of what else. Did I miss anything, anybody?
Nope. I hate that I remember this because we specifically didn't have much built into this guy, but his name was Buddy. Yeah.
His name was Buddy. I just remembered that. Yeah. It's like his name is Alex now. Alex is the name of the town guard that Titian is trying to make his best friend in some ways.
I thought that was Michael.
That's Michael.
Yeah. Who's Alex?
Alex is an NPC I'm going to be introducing later on. I'm going to shoehorn. I figured Chelsea did it with Abel. I was like, I'm going to do it at some point too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's so good. Yep. There'll be a certain point where I'll just be like, yeah, okay, cool. Now, Matt, take it away from here.
You have a Dragonborn with 2 tails coming our way. No. right.
All right, y'all. I'll be honest, I kind of feel a little out of the loop today. I've been off for a couple of days and stuff's been happening, so hopefully I'll give you guys a good DM and we'll see.
Sounds good.
But only one way to find out. So jumping back into the we have the new moon plus a new character, Panthera, who has joined the group as they have stuffed themselves into I would say a stuffed is not the right word. I would say the meeting room itself is probably comfortably sits about 10 people. And you see just like kind of an elongated, kind of oblong sort of table that has in the middle. You see there's kind of like a very rudimentary sort of map of the town, and I'd say as far as along the walls, you can see there's like some small like general decorations of what most likely was like a historical look at Mir. So you see like as if it's like a Mir through the ages sort of thing. Most of them being like paintings, things like that, or etchings. As you guys come in, you see the mayor, Thomas Fosberg, kind of like push you guys in. Seems to kind of have his head out the door, looking like he's talking to someone for a minute, and then just kind of closes the door and just, please have a seat. Anywhere you like. Can I have Paulette get you all anything? Water? I guess just water.
Can I get a beer?
Yes, I
It's
can.
like early, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's like 10 a.m.
I mean, I said
Oh.
beer, not like whiskey. I mean, I'm taking it slow.
Cool. Yes. Okay, great. I guess I should have asked, does anyone else need anything?
Yes, I do. Where the hell are my parents?
I'm sorry?
No. No.
I'm sorry. I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Let's all. Are you all saying
your secretary knows?
Okay. Well,
Okay.
let's all. Are you all sitting
Well-
down at this point?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
I like him.
Cool.
I'm standing up, pacing
Okay,
like a cat.
you got it.
Which immediately makes Slagtan nervous, so he's going to be standing too. May not be
And
pacing.
also pacing.
Yeah,
Yes,
pacing. Yeah. Oh, question: are there windows in this room?
Yes, there are. There are two
I
windows.
want to make
that
sure.
are-
I want to make sure there's a couple open because I'm still not a fan of being in.
Cool. Yeah, I think they both probably are closed at the moment, but you can definitely just open them.
Okay, cool.
But I've always liked a good defenestration.
I'm sorry. Okay, let's start from the beginning. I was assuming I was going to be having one conversation, so
This is a new conversation.
Yeah.
We'll add it to the agenda. And not that we don't care about your missing parents, but we have other agenda items that we have to discuss as well, ones that affect the town as a whole. Correct?
yeah. Yes.
Is that all
So-
right?
If you don't mind having a seat. What was your name? Looking right at you.
My name is Panthera Tigris.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Name doesn't ring a bell, does it?
Not at the. I'm sorry. It's a rather large village. But if you want to take a seat, I will. You know what? I will message Paulette just to look through the records and while we're doing this, if that's okay.
Fine.
You
We'll.
see him- Go ahead.
I'll take a seat on like the. If there's a couch, I'll sit on the top of the couch. You know, with my feet on where normal people sit.
I'd say there's definitely no couch in here. You could like sit on top of one of the chairs if you wanted to.
I'll do that.
Yeah, love it. Cool. Yeah, this room looks very much like a business meeting room. Very, very kind of bare bones. Even the table itself being like the town hall, it looks like well made, but definitely not flashy in any way.
And just a small point.
Sure.
Going to be twitching my tail, noticeably exaggerated manner.
Okay. Cool. You can roll an insight check if you want. At any point in time, anyone wants to do any sort of checks, feel free to just shout it out.
I'd like to do an athletics check.
Can Titian do a history check for what defenestration means? Or
I mean,
Do you
the
really
DM's
want to
not-
know? Do you really not know what it is?
I don't know.
I know
what
what it is, sorry,
I have
yeah.
no clue.
Okay.
I literally just Googled it. I think I know what it is.
That's
Sorry.
great. We learn something new every day. For the rest of you watching at home, look it up.
I love that word. So
It's a great
whenever I
word.
can work whenever I can work it into a conversation, I always
I love that. It's
Because
the
because it always
Tufima.
makes people go, "What the hell is defenestration?" And then they look it up, and it's like, "Oh shit!"
Uh,
And point of order, I am not sitting. I'm just standing by a window, not like angrily, kind of relaxed, but I'm not sitting.
Cool. I think at this point, Thomas kind of looks over at Titian, who, by his standards, assumedly is heading this meeting, and kind of looks and goes, "Does your friend want to sit down?"
I am good.
Oh, you're talking about Slagtan? I think he can just hear us from over there. I don't think he needs Slagtan. Do you want to sit down?
I'm good, thank you.
He says he's good. I mean, I think if he's good, I'm great.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So we've had
I
quite
think-
the night. ahead.
I think we should start off with an apology for the misunderstanding between your intentions and our perhaps rash heroicism. We want what's best for these people and did not understand that you do too. So our deepest apologies for what happened.
Appreciated. Fully understandable. We're in a very volatile time in North Imea, and I'm not. I'm certainly not unaware of that. So, thank you.
I think at that Titian will reach over because I think he stole some gold from him or something. He's gonna go.
Oh my
I'm sorry.
God.
Sorry for the light kidnapping. Here you go.
Ah,
Titian, you
okay.
stole from him too?
Thank
Good
you.
grief.
I thought he was a bad
Oh.
guy. I was.
I mean, it's not a very big deal. This was a coin from my family, so that was something that was going to be terrible to lose. But thank you. A literal token of good faith.
Yeah.
So it seems that, well, by my accounts, we are of the same side or of the same mind, at least.
I think at the very least our motivations align with each other. We want to protect the people of Nia, and we don't like seeing them taken advantage of by bullies.
Yes. I am of the same mind. I'm sorry. Slagtan, was it?
Yes.
In an effort to keep the wandering of words and sound to a minimum, would you mind if I close the windows?
And we leave one kind of open. I do not like inside.
Oh, okay. Very well. Closes one of them and then kind of like, there's a moment where, and he just does it magically. There's a moment where he starts to kind of do it with the other one, and there's a tell me when moment.
That's good. It's good.
Okay, thank you. Yes, well, it seems that you've come just in time. I'm excited to hear what your plans are for liberation.
Yes, I think we're all excited to hear what the plans for liberation are.
Awkwardly looks around the room.
Yeah.
I just place my eyes directly on Titian and give a wondering look.
I want to know if Titian clocks that. I really do. I want to know.
He'd have to be blind to death.
I mean, you're all looking at each other. I think you see it, man. But it's up to you.
Oh, okay. Well, but I'm interested. Like, what kind of look is it? Sort of like a "it's your turn to talk now" sort of thing, or is it more like a "you big doofus"?
It's I can't wait to hear this one.
All right. Liberation. So, yeah, liberation. Of course, we got a really good plan. Anthony, we got a really good plan for liberation, don't we?
I'm
fully
so
believe
sorry.
in it.
I'm so sorry. The door opens. Paulette comes in with water and was it just one beer or was it 2 beers? I can't remember. I think it was just Titian.
I mean,
cool. So just brings in like a tray of waters and 1 beer and hands the beer off to Titian. Looks deep into Adim's eyes as she hands the water over.
That's okay.
Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Walks over to Panthera and you can hear the tray just shaking. I'm gonna roll a dex save.
No.
Okay, cool.
I'm so nervous, my dear.
I'm just it's a heavy tray. Goes and gives you the waters and then just like
Why
bows.
why does it shake though with no water, with less waters on it?
Okay, well,
It's heavy.
is there anything else that way we would?
Why you are scared?
I'm
A cat.
I'm obviously I have a irrational fear of cats. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I'm going. Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, go for it.
He's telling the truth.
Cool.
She is absolutely 100%. That tray was heavy, and she's got an unnatural fear of cats. So that's
Yep.
Poor thing.
Cool. Just kind of bows to Thomas, who kind of nods back, and she exits. Sorry about that. Please continue.
Oh yeah, good. Thanks for the coffee. So we're going to. I think. Well, Well, I guess first I have a plan. I just want you to know that. But I think what's more important is that can you tell us a little bit more about what's been going on in town that we might have missed? Because we've only been here like a couple days.
Ah, I see. Well, forgive me for asking, but I'm not trying to. You're not part of the Roar?
I mean, nothing forgive that. No, I'm not. I mean, you know, not no, I'm not part of the Roar.
Please don't take this the wrong way or of any like racial thing to it, but you very much look like someone who would be a part of the Roar.
I mean, I get it. Here's the reality. I was part of the Roar. I don't know if the rumblings got this far. I mean, you go to Hosmall, you're gonna hear a lot. But I left about a year and a half ago, however while back ago, and not on good terms. But yeah, I was brought through that system, and now I'm against it.
I see. Well, welcome to the good side. I guess it would then. I guess that makes sense. There are many things that have changed over the past year and a half to 2 years or so. There's been just under a couple years back, there was a I won't say ambush, but there were many Leonin that just showed up to Mir with a message from their leader that specifically stated that Mir was now under the protection of the Roar.
At this point, I'm pacing.
I was just like watching it going back. At first, there seemed to be some loyalty that was connected with that. There was there was a slight disconnect in the town between those that were happy that we were under protection and those that were not. The realization of the tax being what had disconnected groups. I, as the oh crap, was he the acting mayor at the time? Yeah, he was. Please correct me if he wasn't. I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, pretty sure you said he was like mayor for a few years. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was 8 years. I try my best to keep everyone together as much as possible on this, but then the taxes got worse and worse. I'm sure you're aware that Mir is Mir's main export is food, is food and livestock, specifically going to Hasamal, as well as some well, a long time ago, some areas outside of both. That became more and more. What's the word? Became more of a violent relationship over the past year or so. It's become more of a understanding of Leonins protecting us, and more of an understanding that Leonins are captors.
I got you.
Past couple months, I have been in contact with a not really a friend, but I have some connections with the Eriskari, and some very, very limited connections with people in South Imea, and I have been conversing with them to see if they could come to our aid in any way.
What is Eriskari?
Eriskar is a it's in the it's in the southeast region of North Imea. It is essentially owned by South Imea. There is the Mortimer Ludus, which is where I learned tricks. But anyways, so we got many of our the contact that I made there, according to the letters, is directly with Grencelli Mortimer, one of the members of the Mortimer family, and she has mentioned ideas of coming to our aid, but has been wanting more and more information on who is in the roar and what their whereabouts and etc. And
Yeah.
So
Who was Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Did you want to keep adding to that?
That's fine. No.
Who's the name of your contact with the Eriskar?
Grincelli.
Of
Who is it?
the Mortimer family.
Of the Mortimer family, yes, Grencelli Mortimer.
Oh, it is Gwencelli. Okay. And how are you sure it's the actual Gwencelli Mortimer?
That is a question. Grencelli is someone of high esteem. The responses I'm getting are seeming to come directly from her. The areas that we're receiving the messages, it do seem to be coming from the east rather than the west. Of course, assuming you mean you ask because of a possible possibly coming from Hasamal herself. I doubt it, but it's not impossible. As you can see, it's been very much a begging sort of situation.
What I'm saying is, if you're planting treason, you better cover all your bases. Is what I'm sort of putting out there. Make sure you know who you're talking to and such.
Yes, I would put more effort into being absolutely certain of that if I wasn't. Please don't take this the wrong way, but if I wasn't running a village.
Sure.
I imagine
What kinda-
she's got a seal or something that you would recognize that could be trusted. I'm sure it's her.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, if you want, I can go and get it so you can see.
Yes, that would actually be fantastic.
He gets up and just leaves the room. Closes the door behind him.
Titian, I wonder if you could provide some of this information that she's asking for, and that could convince them to come help. I mean, we're not going to be able to take down the world by ourselves, but
I mean, no.
Eriskar could, potentially.
I mean, I'll give them anything they want. I'll let them know the bathroom schedule where all the guards. I don't give a damn. But my thing is, I mean, what kind of aid do you think Fozzie over here is really asking for? Do you think
Also,
he's
I guess
asking
this is
them?
an important point of order. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the role play, but
Yeah, you're good.
I think this is important. Titian, roll me a history check on what you know about Eriskar,
Sure.
because you would know something.
Mm-hmm. It's a nat 20.
Okay,
That's my one nat 20 for the game. So
there it is. Cool.
go
ahead.
I was gonna say that's his hobby now, is studying Eriskar.
Studying Eriskar. Very cool. Eriskar, from what you know, Eriscar is probably one of the newer cities in North Emea. It's been around for only about maybe 15 years, but really like gotten its feet underneath it about 10 years. It is very closely connected to South Imea. You know that North Imea, with Eriscar, the big important thing to it was that there was a magic school that was built there. And to be clear, the reasons why you know this is because the Roar and pretty much everyone, well, the Roar being the kind of military force in Hasamal, became increasingly worried about Eriscar. As Hasamal has been kind of the leading force as far as they know. They haven't really been like, besides like the occasional wild like knoll raid or things from the forest coming out, like wild, like, you know, wild creature attack, they haven't been challenged in any way like that. So I think most likely it really led up to one of the things that made you leave the Roar was in response to Eriscar gaining popularity and seemingly gaining forces. Not military forces per se, but definitely like population exploding. You also know that the Mortimer family is an extremely rich, powerful family that essentially, as far as you know, run Eriscar. The entire family themselves are South Imaean, so it's hard to say who is actually there in the Mortimer Ludus. But that is something that I think is as far as the Roar is concerned, it is their military force versus spellcasters, and they've probably been trying to figure out ways, whether you have been involved or not. I think you know that they've been trying to figure out ways against fighting against mages.
Can I, again, and this is something like Panthera like is jumping onto, but our original task given to us by Bassaras was to find a staff.
Mm-hmm.
Would I put one and one together to sort of see like that could be a mission to find a way to defend against Eriscar?
Absolutely.
Like would it be staff as like magical? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have like a motivation there. Okay.
Oh. So if we, this is above table, if we find that staff and we give it to either Eriscar or Mir, we don't know what it does, but that could be a good weapon against them. Maybe?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. The pieces are coming together.
So it's magic
The mayor's
staff
still-
game.
The mayor's
Mayor's
still
still
out.
out. Mayor's still out of the room, yeah.
Yeah.
Wanna
What do
give
you
you guys
know of
plenty of
this
time.
mayor?
He's got a soft neck.
He has good heart. Very good heart.
He does have a good heart. He's decent. He wants what's best for this town and its people. And perhaps his actions don't necessarily support that, but he's just trying to keep everyone as safe as possible against what seems to be an immovable force. I'm sure. Listen, we will speak with Paulette, was it? The assistant. We will speak with her. I'm very good at reading people. We'll find information, I promise. I'm not sure he has it, and I'm sure whatever happened, he's not directly responsible.
So he didn't put the sign up on my parents' farm. Cut your tails off or we'll cut them off for you.
No. No, I don't believe for a minute that he would do that.
He was mayor at that time.
He may
You
not
have
known about
noticed
it.
some of the artwork in the city is not done by the mayor. Sometimes just random people come into city and paint.
The mayor was not the one leading the task force against you earlier either. Not everyone is good or kind, but I think he is.
Joe?
Mhm.
This is going to be a strange question, but in my time on my ship, did I see my captain interacting more with the Leonin and Hashamal or with South Imea? The reason I ask is because I'm trying to figure out why he would send me to Hashamal. Because given what's going on here, I'm trying to figure out where he lies and why I was sent.
Yeah. That's a great question. I think I'll definitely tell you something, but go ahead and roll me a history check to see how much you picked up.
14?
14? Okay, great. There is a lot of this, like, for lack of a better word, a lot of the like volatile sort of situation of Hassamal versus South Imea or Eriscar or anything like that has actually been pretty like under the rug. As far as like a general sort of citizen would know. Especially if they've spent most of their time in South Imea. In Hassamal, it's probably a little bit more likely to find out that there's some issues there. But I would say as someone who has been traveling as a merchant, business is business. And as far as the idea of like why you'd be sent to Hassamal carrying this thing was that it was a job, and I think most likely the captain probably has heard like some basic sort of portions of this, but I doubt he would have shared it with the group. Not because he was scared or anything, but mostly just because it doesn't pertain to business.
No, he was just hired. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So you see Mayor Thomas come back in.
I wanted to say something before he came back in character. People in this city have very strong souls. If they pick fight with Lion, they are going to all die.
I agree.
They are not ready for this.
We handled them pretty easily, and we can't take out the role. So I agree with you there. There's another way around this that doesn't involve anyone actually fighting the roar, because anyone who does will most likely die. Or be taken prisoner. Neither of which is ideal.
What are you thinking, Titian?
Oh, I mean, what am I thinking? Well,
You've got your thinking face on. I can hear the clockwork ticking.
I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this, Anthony. I only have one face. I don't know. Why do you think I keep putting on different faces? Yeah. There's a possibility we might have. I could see a couple of ways, and things starting to fall together. Again, I'd like to know what kind of aid they were specifically asking for from Eriscar, but there might be a couple routes we could take. Maybe not to help them out of the situation, but maybe to soften it a little bit, I guess. I don't know. And I think I would like with that. I don't know. How much time do we have before the mayor comes back in, Joe?
I mean, you're on borrowed time. But...
on borrowed time.
People in this city by themselves, no help, will die. If they
Yeah.
have help, different story.
Yeah.
They need outside
I mean,
help.
I think you know how we were supposed to find that stick, right? Like that
Rod.
stick. That stick rod. Yeah, rod. Sorry, I was fishing. So I think what we can do is Bassaris wouldn't send us on a mission to find that rod unless it was important, and I think it's not a perfect chance. We're making some assumptions, but like it might be something that could, if we found it and gave it over, it could help them protect themselves, I guess.
If they want it, I certainly don't want them to have it. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll break it before I give to Lion.
Or we give it to me,
Not this
or we give it
Lion.
to Ariskar.
How do we know we can trust them?
Trust Ariskar?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think we know we can trust them, but we just know that they're not the Roar.
Yes.
I've heard of the Magic Academy. I don't know much about it, but it's a real place. I know that.
I know they make the lions up there. I know it makes them just the thought of Ariskar makes them sweat an awful lot. I know it's something that puts them on edge, and you know, anything that can cause them to stay up a little bit later at night, it's not bad in my book.
Oh, I hate lions, as you know. I hate more than anybody here.
Joe,
But
is the door that the mayor left through the only door into the room?
Yes.
I'm going to stand up and stand next to it.
Okay. Cool.
The back of it, so when it opens, I'm behind the door.
Okay, you got it.
Oh.
Can you tell me
Roll me a
more?
perception check.
Nat 20 turning into a 22.
Jesus, guys.
Dang.
Cool.
We'll
First
combat
off,
when we throw those threes.
that's amazing. I will say the DC was a little bit higher because there was a weak. There was like a what's the word I'm looking for? Not rune.
Like a ward.
Thank you. There was a weak ward over this room that was keeping that was cast by most likely Mayor Fosberg to keep this conversation private. So you hear at first this like behind the door. But with your nat 20, I'm trying to think of how this would work, but I feel like there's just something where you realize there is something there, and you, whether it's from this mysterious sort of like magic that has been connected to you based on this tattoo stuff and everything, you managed to be able to kind of break through that. And you hear, yes, okay, I will, yes, okay, it's fine. I will just tell her that they were specifically called to Hasamon. That's what they were requested. That's what I will say. Okay, all right, calm down. It's okay. You're not, it'll be fine. Door opens.
Can I tell who he was talking to?
No.
Okay.
But I will say as you open the door, okay, great. Thank you, Paulette. Thank you for your help on this. Closes the door. Oh, okay. Hello?
Hi.
Anyways, yes, so I have, goes and sits down, looks at you very confused, very awkward, very skittish.
And I just stare at him with my black eyes.
Okay. Would you, I think in character, Tishin is sitting at the opposite side of this, like, oblong table. Would you, I can give this to you, looking at looking at Adim. I can give this to you to give to him, or I can squeeze by you here and. Okay. Squeeze by. And just awkwardly, butt to crotch, goes by you. Here you go. So you see there is the seal, and you
Right.
read the message. The message says, Mayor Fosberg, it pains me to hear that your town has been under attack by these vicious monsters. Please give a detailed report as much as you can, and we will try to do whatever we can to help your town. Hope to hear from you soon. Friend Shelley Mortimer.
Yeah. Sure as paper. Yeah, that's really good.
He's licking it.
You can keep that. That's.
Can
I mean,
I, is it okay if I keep?
I assume that it's safe in your hands. That's all I.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I appreciate that. And Titian's gonna like roll it up and then fold it over itself and put it in his bag.
Okay.
Before he does it, the seal looks legit. Everything like that looks. I
mean,
imagine
you've never
fine.
seen a seal of the Mortimer family.
That's true. I'm sure. It
Yeah,
looks like
no,
a
not
seal.
even with a
Yeah.
nat 20. You've never seen, because there would be no correspondence.
Yeah, that looks like a sure seal. Yeah. So Vozzy, what kind of aid were you asking for, Mariskar?
Well, we were hoping that maybe some of the Ariscari guards, maybe some of the members, the senior members of the school would be able to possibly just. To be honest with you, I mean, my first thought is just evacuation.
So you're
Finn, it looks like you're really struggling to hear me. You know you can turn me up, right?
It's okay. You're up as far as I can turn you up.
Okay, cool. All right, okay.
I just have a hearing problem, so.
Nope, you're totally fine. I just wanted to make sure you're aware of. The options
No,
there.
everybody's up as far as they can be.
Okay.
I have trouble hearing sometimes, so.
No worries.
I can hear you fine when I press the headset to my ear. So yeah.
Cool. Yes. So evacuation seemed to be the easiest response. Obviously, we are not battle ready by any means. We have a small amount of guards that rather quickly became Hasimalian.
I have a quick question for you, Mayor.
Yes.
Who's the woman you're going to tell that we were here directly?
Grincelli? I think I missed the beginning of what you said.
So I'm not very close to my mic.
That's okay.
I said, who is the woman you're going to tell we were sent directly? I'm referring to the conversation I heard through the door.
Oh, gotcha.
That's a joke.
Gotcha.
And I want to read his reaction.
Oh, you heard me thank Paulette. She's
Your words are not what you thought they were.
Okay. Well, you okay. Well, looks over at Pantheris. Well, I did receive some information because I had asked again for papers on possibly this Tigris family. And I did find some information. I was going to kind of hold off until later, but that's fine. So it looks like your family was specifically requested to be moved to Hasamal from a, well, looking through the pages. I'm a dummy. Let me read. Hold on 1 second.
That's a weird thing to say.
I'm a dummy. No.
Don't put yourself down like that. That's not fair to yourself. Don't speak about my friend Thomas that way.
Actually, I'm looking at the wrong thing. A Mr. An Aris? Okay, all right. Well, that's a reaction.
Ah, damn it.
Obviously,
How long
Tishy
ago
and
was
you know
this?
This was about 9 or 10 years ago.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. You left.
I left 12 years ago.
So you left 12 years ago.
He's been mayor for 8 years.
He's been mayor for 8 years. So the date that the time that I screwed up was that they have actually been under Hassamalian like rule for 8 years.
Okay.
It's in the past 2 years it's gotten worse.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Cool.
Others was guy in Hasumal that we talked to.
Mm-hmm.
He called Tician Bastir. Of course, everyone call you Bastir.
I mean, you know.
Yes, Aris Spirit Roar, it looks like. Is it any relation or never mind? I'm going to stop asking you questions because I seem to have angered you.
You're talking to Panthera right there?
Yes. Yeah.
He and I were betrothed.
Oh, well, congratulations.
That's our
nope.
families made an arrangement. Obviously, it never came to fruition, but we were both just children at the time, really, when the families decided.
He's betrothed.
And I don't. He was always full of himself, and I never liked him anyway. But our families were close. And, knowing what he's become, I'm glad that it never came to fruition.
So
He's,
wait a second.
Rex becomes an evil warlord. It's a tale as
Yeah.
old as time.
I don't believe you know anything about Eris as a,
Oh, I don't?
as an adult. No, because
Okay.
you left and
All right, cool.
So
But I know from the letter that he's now sort of muckety muck with the roar, or is that
he's
not?
definitely muckety muck. Yeah, for sure. The roar.
Mhm.
And I mean, your group can quickly let you know because they know.
Yeah.
They met him.
you
So
know
is
of
it-
this,
so you're-
Eris?
X becomes an
Do-
evil warlord. If I had a nickel, I'd have 2 nickels.
so what's it? So you're
Please
you're
add that
date-
to your backstory. Please add that.
Love it. So is it? So Panthera, you're. Hold on. I'm trying to get this straight in my head. I'm trying to make sense of it now. Are you telling me that you are dating Eris Spirit Roar? Is that what you're telling me right now?
No, I'm not dating Eris. His last name is. As children, our families arranged for us to be together later in life.
Mates. You were mates.
Tishy,
The relationship was never consummated.
Tishy, there's something very weird about that. Eris
Is it
is an elite knight of the Roar.
Yeah, I'm wondering why Eris would be. So there's a couple of things I have a question about. One is, the two things, because I'm assuming Panthera. I mean, your family lives in a house, not a mansion, right? So this idea of like, why would he be betrothed at such a young age to a family that's not wealthy or well off? And then the other thing is, as a Leonin, why is he betrothed to a Tabaxi as well?
That's a good question. Roll me a history check.
All right. I'll go with this one.
Okay.
Remember that nat 20 from earlier? This one is not that. This is a 6.
Okay, cool. That's all right. I will still give you this information because there's certain things that I just have never told you that your character would know.
Okay.
One, you don't know where Eris came from. Specifically, even not to bring it above board, but you specifically even put in your area that like not a lot is known about Eris Spitroar. You don't know if he's technically Hassamalian from birth. So hearing this information, the only thing that would make sense is that, okay, well then Aris was born here. But if Aris was born here, there is no Leonin that you know of that's born here. The big weird thing about the Roar, Tabaxis and Leonin share a lot of commonalities visually, but they consider themselves to be far apart, especially Leonin. So you could be a part of the Roar and be a Tabaxi, but you cannot be an elite knight part of the Roar and be a Tabaxi.
So, so am I now learning? Again, that history check sucks, so this may not be the thing. Is this enough to know that Eris may not be a Leonin? Is that the path we're on right now? Is he a Tabaxi in disguise?
A Leonin that of this level and this caliber would never be betrothed to a Tabaxi.
I don't know enough about Tabaxi, but I don't think. But are Tabaxi varied enough to look that much like Leonin?
Yeah, I mean, so looking, if you guys look back at Aris is a leopard folk.
Cats is cats, man.
That is a little bit of a question mark. That's kind of an in between sort of point.
Okay.
But if that was public knowledge, Aris would not be allowed to be an elite knight.
Okay.
You know, I think there needs to be some more paint, but you know.
All right.
So yes, that's most likely where your family went. I assume they maybe thought that you were with them, and that was why you were summoned.
So they are living in Hassamon now.
One
Great.
would assume.
Great.
So how did the city come to possess my family's farm then?
Well, I mean the land itself is owned by your family until there's a certain amount of time, as there, especially in the idea of the need for continuous tax to Hassamal. So the farm needed to be worked on and he needed to be using the crops. So I believe eventually there's most likely a law that is, I could find it here, but after a certain amount of time, if a farm is not fulfilling its promise, it is given over to the city. Village, excuse me.
Very well.
Roll me an insight check.
An insight check?
Yes, please.
That would be a 10.
Cool. Thank you.
Think. Yep, that's a 6. definitely a 10.
My apologies for the confusion. I'm sure there would have been something that was sent out for you, but I assume you were just given your
I was
wilderness state that you were not at Hasamo.
Yes, that would be correct.
Ah.
All right. Thank you for the information. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Walks again back to station. Scoots. Excuse me. Okay.
Yeah.
Sits down. So, plans. Do you? I mean, being an ex-Roar member, I assume you have maybe contacts or at least a strategy, as you are a military man, I presume.
I mean, yeah. Sure. I think I've shared some of the plans with the team at hand right now. My our team, well, not your team. My team.
Understood.
We're not your team just yet. We like you, but you're just not. You haven't been inducted yet.
Tishian.
It's kind of a thing.
Tishian.
Yes.
Eyebrow raises when he says his team.
No,
I was
it's
gonna
our.
say,
It's
I
our.
I would have traded looks with Adim as soon as he said my team.
What's funny is because Tishy was actively trying not to do that,
That's
but he
good.
was just fumbling over his language.
That's
Yeah.
so good.
Yes,
I would
yeah,
have
like
Adim
Tishian.
as soon as he said that.
Tishian, focus. Get to the point.
Yeah,
I
think-
fully think Mayor Fosberg twists the knife a little bit. Yes, so I understand. I assumed I was talking to the leader. So yes, okay, great.
Oh
He's like-
no, I'm not. What?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Something got stuck in my throat.
There's a water on the
oh.
table. If you want to take a seat, there's a water at your seat.
Yeah. So I think we have. So here's what I understand. We got about a month
I'm thinking
before
his
the
drink
roar.
bubble.
Say that again.
Do what?
Tishian's drink starts bubbling a little bit.
Okay.
Oh.
Get my shape water.
Oh.
It's a cantrip. I don't need to do much. Just
Oh. Looks like my beer's a little too fermented. Okay. Well. Sure. So here's what I'm thinking. So we got about a month before the roar comes back, right?
At the most.
At the most, give or take a couple days.
So there was the tax that was sent was specifically the funds, which would be the gold. They will be back. Assumedly, it would be the month, but it could be sooner for the actual food and the livestock.
Mr. Mayor, I say something. I said to them earlier, if Lion come back, your people cannot start a fight with them or they will all die.
Takes a look at Tishian and take a look at Tishian first, and then looks at the rest of you. I agree with that, which I guess
Do they
should-
know that?
Well, to be honest, I think they knew that before there was before the decorations, we'll say.
we should probably take those down. That's not going to help things.
I was going to ask about that. So you're okay with me getting rid of it?
I think we should.
Yeah.
I think it's going to cause more trouble than
I think you made point.
help.
I mean, I'm not sure who wrote it, but I'm just going to say, like, yeah, I think they probably wouldn't mind if you went ahead and finished the paint job and just did it all.
Whoever it was.
Whoever, but I'm not sure who it was.
I see. So did you happen to see who would have done as it most
Yeah,
likely
it was-
happened during the same night?
it was the damnedest thing right before we were up there, and I started doing the whole like good cop bad cop thing with you at the same time.
Yes, I remember.
It was like this just hand floating in space, just doing it. And I tried to stop it. I tried to go like, no hand, no, and it just kept doing
Roll
it.
me a deception check with disadvantage,
Oh,
please.
Especially since I'm shaking my head the entire time.
That is the worst lie I've ever heard.
Okay,
I don't. Out of character, I say that. I'm not.
I'm gonna take a picture.
Tishin is a bad liar.
I'm going to take a picture of this and I'm going to post it in the Discord because I don't think y'all will believe me any
This
other
is
way.
silly.
This
Roll
is
two
this
natural
is
20s.
this is what you call dice telling a story because I rolled 2 18s,
Holy moly.
which gives me a
Amazing.
22.
Unbelievable. He got a dirty 20. Okay. Well, that is very
Yeah, I don't think they meant anything by it. I think they just sort of like I think it's just probably kids.
Yeah, it was very. It must have been because you were seen in the area and possibly. Yes, I apologize then for the confusion on that. I will handle that as soon as we are done with that meeting.
Yeah. But I guess there's 2 options here. We can. Would you rather evacuate the town or find a way to sort of defend yourselves? Because I don't know.
I believe we have a lot of individuals that believe that they could handle such numbers, but I mean, you're a member of the Roar at some point. Do you really think a bunch of farmers with pitchforks could handle?
No.
To be
Y'all
fair,
just-
farmers with pitchforks couldn't really handle us, and we definitely can handle the role. So,
Exactly.
no.
y'all
Makes sense.
would be slaughtered. Y'all would be
Oh, wait,
slaughtered.
I'm confused. So you're attacking townsfolk at some point?
No, hypothetically.
Oh,
I just know
see.
what we can do, and I know
They-
what we can do.
They attack the cat, so we protect the cat.
Yeah.
Right. that's
So I'm
it.
sorry, you're saying 2 different things. You're saying hypothetically, you could beat the
I
entire
do not know
town,
that.
and then
I not know that word like my throat. I do not know that word.
um,
I just know group of people attack cat, so that's not
I-
good. So we stop.
Yeah.
like speaking.
Ianthe made them all wet, so I mean that was
I-
something.
Okay. So, like hypothetical meaning, like in a certain and then goes into like I'm not gonna do it, and I'm like goes into a bunch of worse big words.
Theoretically,
Ecumenically, there's a sense of deprivation from this and blah 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 blah. It's like, and you're just like,
You talk too much.
okay, well, you asked me a question. Okay, yes, I believe evacuation would be the best course.
would you?
It is also not to say that I am, not that I'm necessarily taking sides as much as I am wanting to protect my people. We are also the main source of natural resources for Hasmal. So if the farmers leave, that's no food.
Where you will go if you leave?
Well, assuming that the Mortimer family is willing to provide, maybe we could go to Ariska.
I am not big leader like Tishian here, but what if when you leave, you burn the town down? Leave the lions with nothing.
I believe that would be a very difficult thing to convince my people to do. they love this town very much. It'll be hard enough to leave.
Okay.
It's hard to know that you can't come back ever. And if we burn the town, that's exactly what it would mean. That said, if you leave, there's every chance in the world that the Roar will burn it. I don't know for sure, but it's possible.
Maybe.
Yes, it would be.
We also
They would need to bring a lot of farmers.
Yes.
I tell you, Fozzie, if you think you can get Ariscar up here to help you vacate the town, we can definitely find a way to make it worth their while. Information
Okay.
and possibly an item as well, that we can trade for your passage.
An item? Is this something that you want me to negotiate with Grancelli?
I think it's something you can maybe use to get them off their ass and actually come up here and help get you out, you and your people.
Okay.
I don't-
It'd be
Is this a-
enticing.
Is this a magical item? Is this is there something I can explain to them in this?
Yeah, it's a stick. I'm trying to look over. Sorry.
Oh my god!
Does anyone
man.
remember?
Oh,
Here's what I can. Here's what I
I
can
don't know
tell
if we
you.
got a title.
So just so
I
you
don't
guys
remember we
know,
got
I'm gonna most likely start to build like little like pieces of like best of sort of things. That's definitely going in there. That's so good.
Happy to hear it. No, I can't tell you much about. I don't know much about it. It's some sort of rod.
It's a
Here's what I
rod
can-
that they want. I talked to Old Lion. He told me what it's for.
Oh,
And
does it? Did
he said that it would protect the city from the outside.
You talk
So I do
to
not know more than that.
you
I'm
talk
not
to
smart.
Brer?
No, Old
No,
Lion.
another. The
Old
older
Lion
one.
could not see. He made me change.
Okay.
Basarus.
Oh,
What is that?
I'm unfamiliar.
That's the name.
He wasn't bad.
What is this? What is this rod you speak of?
Well, we don't know much about it. They asked us to retrieve it for them, and then we decided we don't like them, so we can still go get it and give it to someone else, possibly to use against them. But that's all we know.
You don't know what this rod does?
We asked.
Oh.
They didn't know.
Was there a name for it? Is there
I don't think so.
is there a
Maybe
name for
location?
it? Okay, a location that could possibly help if you want me to put that down.
Let me look back in my notes.
I believe it's in my notes as Ravens Rock. Is that
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, it's
Everybody?
That's
Ravens
the location.
Ravens Rock. All right. Ravens
It's
Rock.
gold rod with emerald on top. That's all I know.
Do you say Ravens Rock out loud?
Oh, man. Sure.
Okay.
I think Titian goes. I mean, we know it's all we know is it's a rod of some sort, maybe gold. Apparently, it's in Ravens Rock. But the most important thing that we know is that it's the Roar wants it, and if they want it, there's a reason.
I see. Okay, I will put that in there. Are you familiar with Ravens Rock at all?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Is it
Well,
nice?
it's really just been a childhood tale that maybe has woven into being more than it is. But the story goes, it is highly haunted.
Great.
I don't know if you were. I'm looking at
Maybe
your
it's
blank
your bit.
faces and assume that you don't know what I'm talking about. Um, Raven's Rock
Yeah,
was.
local. Yeah.
What do you say?
I said it must be local.
Um,
They're not
Yeah,
from here.
well, the story goes that Raven's Rock was once run by dwarves. It was an area that there was a huge mineral resource, assumedly gold or silver, that made Raven's Rock a very powerful place to be in long ago. The story goes that there was something that they tapped into that changed changed their bodies. It was something that was like a curse, essentially. From what I understand, Raven's Rock is a ghost town.
When you say change their bodies, do you mean like did they get like? What do you mean?
Well, the end of the tale basically just stated that you get what you wish for.
All right. Well, that's a horrifying story, I guess, to sort of ponder on in the moment.
Yes, I apologize. I'm not meaning to scare you or put you away from your mission, especially if it's going to help this town. I just wanted to relay any source of information that I can.
Do you know where Raven's Rock is?
We have a map, don't we?
You do. You
Yeah,
have
we do.
like a destination at Ravens Rock. From what I understand, it's in somewhere in the West Mountains. Maybe a little northwest from here.
Okay, so not that far then.
Oh, I mean, it'd probably be about 2 days journey at least.
That's not horrible.
Definitely make it back within a month then.
Yes. So it sounds like I would be sending this important message to Grancelli in hopes that forces will arrive swifter in exchange for this item that you would procure. From your successful mission in Raven's Rock. You see just a small kind of wave of doubt come across his face. On you. I think it's more. I would say that most likely, like in a passive perception sort of way, it looks like in a superstitious sort of way of like, I really hope you guys come out. He does seem to believe the tale.
All right. Well, I'm just wondering what like a Deem. I wonder what Panthera. I wonder what because like I'm wondering if like a Deem is paying attention to the story and like how his reactions are to it.
Dean does seem to be paying attention, and I am listening. And I seem pretty passive. It's really hard to read a Dean. He's got just black eyes, So he looks very impassive usually when he stares at people. It's a little unnerving.
Am I to understand, Panthera, that you're needing a place to stay. I could probably find a
Temporarily,
place.
yes.
It would be an honor. Welcome home. I'm sorry, it is not the home you left.
Well,
Panthera, will you stay here or would you like to come with us? Perhaps we could figure out a way to safely get your parents out of the mall. We've done it before.
Chelsea, I think we heard you on that, but you're breaking up a little bit.
What in the... My headphones are dying.
Cool. I think I mean I heard what you said. It was just a little rough.
Yeah.
I'm torn because I'd like to hear more about this rod. Sounds... There's a rod that my family has been interested in for quite some time. Not my parents' family, but my family, shall we say. And
Who is your family?
I'm not sure if these rods are one and the same that you're looking for, but yes, I'd be willing to come with you on this adventure that you're about to embark on.
Who is other family? All these people.
What's that?
Who is other family?
You see, when I left home, I was a wanderer. They didn't have any place to settle down. I was just was out in the world because I knew there had to be something more than in Mir. And as I was wandering, I found myself being called to nature. So, I guess my mentor sensed this in me. He saw me. So he took me in to the family. The family is a group that I became a part of and just most recently left.
So like your tribe.
They are my tribe, yes, that's a good way to put it. Yes, they are my tribe. But I had a urging to reconnect with my biological family as well. Now I found out that they're not here anymore and that they might be in Mal. Requested by Eris. Whom I think he's one of the reasons why I decided to go on my outside of Mir. I had no interest in his betrothed. And so I left. My new tribe, all it took me in. They taught me things. We adventured together for quite some time. We had many grand adventures, many feasts. It was a glorious time. I intend to return to them eventually, but I need to know that my biological family is all right. And I believe the best way to do that is to help you weaken the influence of the roar.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot to catch up on. I'm going to clean off the threat on the town hall. Gets up to leave.
Maybe Lion should clean up to show how he does not like such statement.
No, it's totally fine. It will literally take me seconds. It is good to meet you all. I sincerely hope we see each other again. If there's anything I can do before you set off on your journey, please let me know. Looks right at Panther and goes, I sincerely hope you reconnect with your family again. And know that they are welcome here when it is safe.
I make an insight check?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yep, it's going to be one of those days. Let's get another D20. Yeah, we'll use this one now. That one's rolling like crap.
I'll give you advantage. You've been really trying this dude hard, so.
There we go. 22.
22.
I like that die.
So with the 22, he says, I'm sorry, and it seems like it's a bigger apology than what he's saying it's for. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it does. Makes sense.
Well, wish you all luck. Please feel free to see me before you leave. I have something to clean up and a letter to write.
Right. Follows. I think it goes without saying. I'm still Titan Bow out there, so
Absolutely. And as far as my gods are concerned, that's exactly your name. If there's any... Actually... Cool. He takes a ring off of his finger. This was given to me as a young student in Eriskar. Don't know if it will fit your finger, but I have no need of it anymore, and it sounds like you definitely do. And he hands it to you.
Thanks. And he's just gonna try to.
Yeah, it's a rough fit, but I think it fits. You just
that's
it's
finger's
your
turning purple.
Your pinky immediately goes numb.
goes numb. This is, I can't tell you how nice.
Jewelry.
Thank you for the jewelry. I appreciate it.
He's gonna roll an insight check on you. Okay, cool. Has no idea that you don't know. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Should I? Trying to think if Tishy has anything to give him, and I will.
You do have, I think, the blueberry stuff.
I do have the blueberry stuff. I need to. No, I got
Double.
it.
Did we determine if it's beer or whiskey or what did we determine?
We said it was a liqueur.
To me,
A liqueur.
To me-
Great.
Is it like I've been thinking of it as Boone's Farm this whole time?
might be
I think Tish gonna reach into his hand pocket and go, how about here's a deck of cards. I think this comes from my town. Here you go.
There is like the royalty on the cards are all Leonin. Lovely. Okay. Thank you. I will keep it safe.
Yeah, sure.
Well, like I said, good luck all again. My sincerest apologies, Panthera, and I'll be off. Feel free to use this room as long as you need. Totally fine. The ward is still up, and then gives a Deem like a funny look. Sir, excuse me. I think I kind of picture a Deem as actually kind of standing in front of the door, at least in like a weird, like awkward sort of.
Oh, I did too.
I will shift slightly this time.
Thank you. Gets up and walks out.
So it sounds like we're heading to a very haunted rock. Right. Does
I
anyone
mean,
have an
I think-
affection?
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, I think we all might be. I don't. Slagtan, how do you feel about going to a haunted rock area?
Oh, well. Are you guys hearing me okay?
Yeah, your video is
Okay.
kind of being weird, but we can hear you.
I lost
Yeah.
internet like a second ago. So,
Gotcha.
okay. I do not know. I've seen some weird stuff out in the woods, but I'm not sure what all this means. I know I do not want this rod getting to lions.
right.
I do not know where I want the rod to go, but I know I do not want them to have.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, the best way for us to control who gets it is, or who doesn't get it is, go fetch it ourselves. Adim, where do you stand on this?
Seems like it might be an interesting trip for people to take.
It'll be quite the adventure.
When do we go?
I mean, does anyone have anything they need to accomplish today or tonight? Or should we leave now?
I do
Oh, wait,
not want
until
to
tomorrow.
be. I do not want to be in woods in the dark. I want to be moving in the light as much as possible.
Shall we leave at sunrise, perhaps?
Yeah, woods are not good in dark.
Do we? What time of day is it right now, Joe? You said it was early morning.
It's about noon now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna say, like, I think if we're gonna stay, probably should just try to lay low. I mean, I'll lay low. I mean, y'all don't have to. I just feel like I'm causing more trouble here than it's worth. I don't know. I feel like I'm just bringing trouble to the town every time I step out.
So Finn, you were just joining us. The question was whether or not you wanted to wait until sunrise to head off or to leave now.
Right now, we're thinking sunrise to give us as much time in the daylight as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not traveling through the woods at night, which I don't mind.
What's the matter with traveling in the woods at night?
The woods are scary and dirty.
Very dangerous. I know you live in them, so do I. It's very dangerous.
And Tishy and Nadim and I are not particularly. Tishy and I are city dwellers, and Nadim is not a forest dweller.
No more. Say no more.
I would say, Panthera, you remember that Lizeth did say, like, if you needed a place to stay, you or anyone.
She's so cute. I mean, we have a room. We're more than happy to share with you. Well, we have a couple of rooms. So,
Yes, that would be very nice. Thank you.
And just a reminder on those, obviously you guys can totally do that, but just a reminder on those rooms, you have not paid for, did you pay for the rooms?
No, we haven't had
I have
to.
no idea.
Yeah, you haven't had to, and you haven't been asked. You get the feeling that you wouldn't be asked.
We probably should. We probably should pay for those. We'll pay tomorrow.
Yes, I think it's best if we stay close together. I think we're stronger together than apart.
I would agree with that.
And I don't think I'm going to be using this voice much longer because
The rough.
it's a little rough. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
experimenting, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this sounds cool. It sounds kind of like a cat voice, but yeah, it's very difficult to.
Dude, preaching to the choir.
I've
man.
noticed a little strain on my vocal cords, so I'm probably going to experiment with something else, but I'm still trying to find my footing here.
All good.
My last long-term character had a gravelly voice, and I swore every time I told Chelsea, like, his whole purpose is finding a cough drop in the D&D world.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
kinda
I'm suggesting Lizeth's place, so I don't have to roleplay Bog anymore.
I kind of feel like the albino in The Princess Bride.
Don't even think about.
Don't even think about trying to Skype.
Great. Do you? I would say, Panthera, do you bring up like Lizeth? Like, do you bring up the farm?
Okay, I must have missed something. What?
Lizeth is at your old parents' farm. Lizeth was the half halfling, half goblin woman who kind of like took you in and like explained everything. She did say, if you or anyone you know needs a place to stay, there's plenty of rooms here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
If you guys don't want to stay at the Upside Inn, there is a wonderful little goblin who owns my family's farm now, and she said that plenty of room if you want to stay there. We can use it as a base of operations, at least for a while, and help out. Being a druid, I can help with the farm a little bit and help her with chores and everything. It's very kind to me. She seemed very sorry that my parents had been, for want of a better word, terrorized. She painted that sign door. She had it in the basement. She pulled it up and it was like, cut off your tails or we'll cut them off for you. And it was just not a good. So
Why did she save sign?
What's that?
Why did she save sign?
I don't know. Maybe she took it down and didn't want to. I mean, it
You roll an
seemed
insight
like a
check on
very
that if you want.
Sorry, cocked. That is a 15.
15.
Oh,
With a 15, you know that like in the world of that sort of level of like poor farming, you don't waste anything, including wood. So
That's
there's
what I was
probably
gonna. That's actually the story I was going to come up with. I'm going.
the trouble
No,
with
it
it was like anything they would have used it for, they would have had to have seen it too. So it was like
Yeah.
a mixture of like we're gonna put it in the basement until we need it for something, and then we'll
Yeah,
force ourselves to look at it as we're tearing it apart.
yeah. They on the farm, or just like anywhere else, you don't throw things away that you could. Yeah, it was fairly serviceable lumber that the sign was part of. So
I take word for it.
would you be comfortable staying at your family's home without your family there? Or would that be difficult for you?
actually, I think it would help me reconnect in an odd way if I were to stay at my family's farm. Bring back some fond memories. I mean, I love my parents dearly. I mean, they didn't always see me. We didn't always agree on things. More of a free spirit, and they were. I mean, they were farmers, so that requires a sort of inflexible, a rigid schedule. You have to get up in the morning, early in the morning. You have to feed the animals. You have to plow the fields. You have to sow the seeds. I guess I kind of rebelled against that because I didn't necessarily like that type of order, but I did learn some marvelous things. I learned, I learned the weather. I was interested in the nature side of things always from the beginning, but, I wasn't so much a fan of the rigid scheduling. And that's what I like about being who I am now. There was never a schedule per se of things we had to do. It's just, we all came together and we did them. Everything got done in our own time, and we had plenty to eat, plenty to drink, and life was good. But, you miss family. I mean, I already miss my tribe, but now that I know that I need to find my logical family, make sure they're all right, I think I'm going to have to stay away from my tribe for a little longer than I anticipated until we, and I mean you, can get things settled here. I think you may become my third family.
Oh,
At least I hope so. I mean, you already came to my aid once, and you didn't even know who the hell I was. I do appreciate that, and I hope I can return that favor. So, so yes, why don't we, I guess, cash out at the Upside Inn and go to this lovely goblin lady's house, to be my house, and
Hey there. I mean, we're going to leave tomorrow anyway for the on our into the Raven's Rock, is it called? Yes. So I'm sure she'll be more than happy to put us up for one night. And and then when we come back, we can perhaps make arrangements to longer if we need to. If you're all amenable to that. I can show you around Mir. Maybe point out some fun facts that you might not know.
I like fun facts. Fun facts sound, yeah.
Well, that's the tree I climbed when I scraped my knee. And
Are you guys? You guys are still in the room. Are you guys wanting to?
Here, out of character. Here's what I would love. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have a moment where the characters are coming together and talking with one another. I feel like I don't know if this
Come
is
on,
like
man. I'm a DM. You know I'm getting there. You know I'm getting there.
I'm just like, is it
That's
going to
okay.
happen?
I'm about to split the party here in a minute, so don't worry.
It's gonna happen.
Too.
Because I'm legitimately getting ready to split the party for a minute.
Oh, you're killing me. But all right. Cool. So what do we want to do?
I want to talk to Adim, like aside for a minute.
Okay. But what as a group, what do you guys want to do? I need to be able to kind of prep stuff.
Okay.
I have no particular need to stay here. I mean, we can.
It sounded like the offer was to cash out at the Upside Inn and then go and stay with Lizeth and Ferris.
Yeah.
I'm good with that if everyone else is.
Yeah. Because my goal here, just to put in perspectives, I want to get my stuff, and then I got to ask Panthera a really easy question. Where is farm?
On the outskirts of town.
Time out. Is that the plan? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
I would prefer, actually, if you all want to stay at the farm, I would like to stay at the inn.
Okay.
And I'm not being difficult.
Okay. I understand.
Out of character, so you understand my thinking. I don't care how you guys take Adim doing it, but out of character, my thinking is, I'm wondering if the half-orc might share something else with me if I'm not around Tishian.
Say that again.
The half-orc that was talking to me, I'm wondering if if he'll give me more information if I'm not around the Leonin.
Okay.
And if he sees Leonin leave, and I'm still staying there, I might learn more about what's going on.
I would say for a couple different reasons, but I think essentially, if you're out of earshot of the Leonin, I think you would be able to have a genuine conversation with them. So in that way, because I think also there has to be a point where we have a scene where everybody can have a bonding moment too. So I don't want to discredit that because of that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Cool. So we'll say this.
Let me change this real quick then. I'll say this. I will meet you guys at farm. I need a minute. And then I'm just going to leave. And I'm heading to the cemetery because it's the quietest place I know. Because there's been a lot of talk about families and tribes, and that's really making Slagtan not happy right now. So he's got to.
Okay, cool.
He needs a minute.
So the thing is, we still have to get to the bar.
Right.
So that's what we're doing. So you guys make your way out. As soon as you go out, you see Mayor Fosberg levitating in the air, just like, it's taking a little longer than I thought. Almost done though. And kind of just waves you off.
Yeah.
What's that?
Tishian.
So it's pretty big. That takes a minute. Yeah.
Tishian looks at him and just he's gonna hate himself for this, but he's gonna just loud enough so that if anyone's listening, that they will know. Make sure you clean that faster.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll just
Gotcha.
keep walking.
Okay.
Stupid kids.
He picks it up. Yes, sir. Right away.
Yeah.
Picks up what you're putting
Yeah.
down. Cool. So you guys head back to the Upside Inn. You guys definitely see Bog there. You see the bartender there.
Is Buddy there?
Bartender looks pretty bemused. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, bemused. Had to check on that. As you see him, like he's kind of actually probably like a little bit lost in thought as you guys walk in. Oh, sorry. Let me clear a table for you. I apologize. As he's clearing a table.
Oh,
I don't think we're going to need a table, are we?
Actually, we came to, well, most of us are vacating tonight, so we wanted to pay off our tab.
Most of you? And looks over at Titian.
Titian is just like in his own world looking at his new ring right now.
Yes, one party member.
No, I'll go with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I think we determined that would be the. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, feel free to grab. There's no. Obviously, there's no reason to pay. This is our gift to you as representatives of, well, you know.
If we were going to pay, how much would the rooms be?
Roll me a persuasion check.
$17.
17. Nice. Will it be? It would be 3 silver per night. So, 2 nights would be 6 silver for.
I'll put a gold down on the table.
Again, you don't. It's certainly not necessary.
I know it's not necessary, but you've taken excellent care of us when we needed it, and your discretion is appreciated.
Looks really long and hard at you. There was a halfling woman here last night. Served you drinks. You haven't happened to seen her around town, have you?
No, I don't believe we've seen her around town.
See.
Not anywhere else either, for what it's worth. We haven't really seen her at all.
Why do you ask?
Because she hasn't shown up for work. Your things are upstairs. Thank you for the hospitality. Well, thank you for
Thank
paying.
you
It
for
is-
the hospitality.
Yes. It is. Payment is not needed. And he looks harder at you.
I'm not picking it up.
Cool.
I've already taken it out of my inventory.
Is there anyone else in this bar right now, Joe? Just out of
Yeah. I mean,
curiosity,
there's
besides
people. There's people in and out. I would say like this is probably happening at the bar table, so, or excuse me, at the the bar. So you don't see anyone that's at the bar specifically.
Don't consider it payment. Consider it a tip for your good service.
I'm quite all right, thank you.
Titian will. I'm assuming Titian heard some of this at least. or
Sure.
just
I think so.
checking out. Titian will walk over and put down another 5 gold pieces in front of him.
Okay.
On top of Ianthe's pieces, and he goes, I think he's going to try to palm it as best he can, and he's going to reach over there and he's going to go, This is for services rendered, right?
Roll me an intimidation check.
Fuck.
Oh, that nat 20. Right,
Yeah. It's a nat 20.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a nat 20.
Okay.
It's a nat 20 for 26.
Okay.
I do want to keep this low. Like, I don't want this to be like, I wasn't trying to make this something a lot of people would see.
Yeah. Yep,
Even
totally makes sense.
as hidden as possible, I guess.
He also rolled a nat 20. But I will say it's not a 26 though. I will say what he does seem to dart his eyes to the corner of the room where Bog is. Very well. First services rendered. Takes the 5, leaves the 1.
No, you will take all of it.
Doesn't look at anyone. Just takes it. Just looking at the floor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think Titian will run upstairs, go get his sleeping bag.
As they go upstairs, I hang back for a second and stay at the bar.
Okay.
Like I said, I would have. I would not have been there for. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
Listen, I would not have been there for any of that exchange. My whole goal is I'm pretty much silent right now, and I'm just going to get my stuff, and I'm leaving.
Okay.
That's
so you
that's my
you
goal.
just booked up to the room and just
Yeah.
get it out. Yeah, you got it.
And,
But you're not there.
and I'm not. I don't need to go upstairs. So I grabbed my stuff before we left.
Okay.
I cleared everything on because last time I got caught with my armor off, and no. So I'm just
Right.
staying down there, and I'm curious if I sit near the bartender and just kind of lay my hand out because I didn't like the way he was looking.
Sure.
If he'll give me back the gold, if I like glance over Bog.
You're looking at the bartender with your hand out, wanting him to give you back the gold. Oh, you're muted. You're still muted.
Say what? Oh, I was muted.
You were.
Oh, so my hand, you really can't see it, but it's just kind of like laying like this on the bar. Not like this. Like give it to
Okay.
me. Which is like an option, and looking at him and Bog, like I got the impression he didn't really want to take it. He felt wrong taking it.
Right.
I don't want to put him in that position. So I'm just gonna sit there for a second and see if he'll get rid of it. And if he doesn't, I'll just say thank you, and I'll wait for them to come back down and leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't. He doesn't. Let's say with the nat 20, he doesn't give it back.
Okay. Then I will just sit there and, chill.
Cool.
I'm still down there too because I didn't have any stuff up in the rooms because I never stayed here. So
Sure.
I am going to kind of sit back and just look around, but try to see what Bog's reaction is to all of this. I don't even know who Bog is, but
Yeah. So
I'm
you.
with Bog actually, waiting for the rest of them.
Yeah, you got it. So you're looking around the room. You see a lot of halfling folk, a few humans. You probably see the occasional you'd probably say the occasional. I think we said there was a kobold. So like small little creatures, things like that. Nothing that looks particularly intimidating, which makes Bog stand out. Bog is a half orc that is standing in the corner. With one drink in his hand, big kind of bulging muscles with his arms crossed, and is holding the drink. You watch as Adim walks over to him.
okay. I'll be curious to watch this interaction.
Cool. Yeah, as far as the people themselves, they're looking at you weird and strange. There's some people that are staring daggers at you. There's some people that look confused at you.
Okay.
And I have no particular conversation I want to have with Bog. I'm just chatting.
Cool. Yeah. So you just kind of you motion for Bog. Bog like kind of walked out. Same thing as the morning.
Okay. Yeah. Just hanging out.
So you guys sticking around or what?
Looks like we're going to be sleeping elsewhere tonight. I'm not exactly sure where.
Gotcha. Well, based on the company you keep, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I like work, but
You know, as the days progress, I find myself agreeing with your sentiment.
I gotta ask. I mean, what got you wrapped up in this?
You know, I wish I had a solid answer for you. I will say that my how would I put this to make sense? Rivers have so many tributaries, you never know where they're going to wind up.
I don't know what a tributary is, but I know what you're talking about.
How about this? When a drink spills in the bar, does it always go in one direction?
I get you. Oh, okay. Right. Sorry, that's not his voice. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I get what you're saying.
But it has been a pleasure to chat with you.
Yeah. If you ever feel like you want to get rid of this lot, I can't be seen working with the Raw. You understand? But you seem like a good enough fellow.
Thank you. And if you ever need anything, get a hold of me if you can.
What will do? Adeem
Yes, Adeem.
gives you the arm clasp.
Return it.
Cool.
And I will reach in my pouch and give him a very small piece of sea glass.
Okay.
One of my hundreds of trinkets from the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, I love it.
Just like, here you go, from my home.
He takes it, and I think I'd like you to roll me an insight check.
All right, one moment. Processing. Couldn't find my character. 12.
12? Okay. With a 12, he seems to have some sort of familiarity with it, and he like stares at it a little bit longer.
Okay. Does it seem like a negative reaction, or can I tell at all?
It really seems more of like a nostalgic reaction.
Okay, good. Then I'll just I'll say keep it in good health.
Thank you.
And then I will try to make sure that I'm back inside before they come back down. After the brief exchange. So that way they just see me sitting waiting for them.
You got it. Awesome. So yeah, you guys come back down. You see Adeem just sitting at a random table waiting for you guys. You guys have all your stuff. No surprises upstairs.
Great.
So you grab your stuff, and I assume you all head to Liza.
Indeed.
Unless something stops us.
Yes. We're gonna get to Slagtan's thing here in a second. But before we do that, I think of the walk up, and so you end up. So Panthera, you see your farm in the distance, and as you guys get closer, the farmhouse door opens, and you see a tiny little man, an older man, like windswept white hair, that's like has the like forward balding sort of area right here, like tiny little glasses. Comes out with a stick, and he's holding the stick like a gun. Comes out, runs out to you, and goes, what do you want? You want a piece of me?
No, actually, we don't want a piece of you at all.
I'll take you. I'll take you all on. I don't care.
I believe you could.
I mean, do you really want to fight right now? I don't.
You want to fight me?
Not
Takes
really.
out the stick
no.
like a bat. Comes up to you.
I think
wanna-
I'm
wanna-
not containing her laughter.
Yeah, cool. Sees your laughter and then starts just crack. You're the group. Okay, yeah. Come on in. As you all meet Lizette's husband, Ferris. And with that, we're going to take our 10-minute break. As I try to figure out a different voice for Ferris, because God, that hurt.
You were like, I don't want to do
believe me,
Mom's voice. I was like, this is worse.
Yeah, this is way worse. That hurt. Cool. So I'll see you guys. It's 10:33 now. I'll see you all at 10:43.
Sounds good.
Yeah. See you then.
Sounds good. See ya.
Okie dokie. I just put in the little group chat what Ferris looks like. Howdy, howdy.
As soon as you described like small halfling, wispy white hair, my first thought went to Henry Winkler from Vox Machina.
I should like honestly in my head I was just thinking crazy old Maurice, but smaller.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, this is awesome.
And Midjourney did not disappoint.
Chelsea should be jumping on here in a moment.
Oh, good.
Ah,
Did you get Matt? Did you get the message from Other Map?
Talking about me?
Yeah, I don't know if you are still with Matt Balos.
No, I don't think so. Did he try to? What was it about?
It was just a general it was the like at player thing, and I'm on that list. So, but it says Tuesday is recruiting dumbasses to fight the Illithid threat on Wildmount, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Character death fairly likely.
Okay.
Not a lot of info there, but all right.
That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think I'm off I'm off that channel entirely.
Yeah, totally fair.
Just not something I can afford, and yeah.
that's a character death likely?
Yeah, the character death likely.
I mean, Matt's a good DM, but he does not play. No, if he says character death likely, he means that someone's going to die.
I will say that's one of our differences. If your character does die, I'm going to give you a shining moment as much as I possibly can.
CMOA.
Yeah.
Shining moment of awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you all could die. A totally normal thing. But yeah, very cool. So I think we're going to actually take this moment to, as you all kind of pile in to this little beady eye. Like I just imagine his eyes are so squinted you can't tell if he's like if his eyes are even open or not. Behind these like little tiny glasses, and I think he's small even for like a halfling. So this little guy. But we kind of like pan upwards with the camera, and we come to rest on Slagtan in the cemetery.
Yeah, and the thing is this has just been like, people may not realize, but this has probably been one, like, just hearing Anthera talk about her family and her tribe and all that stuff has just been like, it's like been smacking him in the face. Not personally, but just emotionally is just crushing. So he's basically just trying to find some place where nobody can see him, and he is just gonna bawl until he's got no more tears to cry.
Cool. As you're doing that, so this is in the middle of the day, right? You can kind of hear the gentle wind, like kind of moving through the trees, the gentle breeze. I'd like you to roll me a perception check.
Okay. This is the first time I've rolled dice tonight. I was gonna see if I could go the whole night without it. And I got a whopping 9, so.
Cool. With a 9, you don't notice the wind stop.
Okay.
You are as you're sitting there, kind of just quietly, like sobbing over the just the general graves of everyone. There's no specific names that kind of catch your eye or anything like that. But can you tell me like what like position you're in? Are you like kneeled down? Are you
Probably sitting, grabbed arms around, hugging his knees.
Okay.
And just letting it all out like he hasn't in a while. I mean, I had all the feels, that whole just talk that she had
cool?
to him.
You feel a presence, and I'm going to need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 15.
For the record, 15 fails.
Okay.
Ooh.
You hear a voice that almost pretty much kind of sounds like it's in your head, but also sounds distant at the same time. What troubles you, friend?
Uh-oh.
Oh, people are getting in my head again. So first thing I'm going to do is look.
You look up and you look around and you see there is a figure that seems to be standing underneath this rogue tree.
I'll walk that. I said, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I'll pick up and walk that way.
Cool. You got it. You start walking closer and you see this figure itself is probably maybe somewhere between 6.5 to 7 feet tall.
Great.
Looks very thin and frail. You see a very long, dark hood and cloak that fully envelops this humanoid creature. It looks very familiar.
Like the one I saw the last time I was in the cemetery.
Right.
Who are you?
I am one that feels your pain.
What are you?
Let's call me a friend. From your vantage point, I would say you see kind of the like darkness of the hood covering most of the face. You see just kind of like a little bit of chin. And from that chin, you can see it's almost bone white. And if you look down, you see bare feet that are the same, like extremely pale white.
Okay, well, it's not bone. It's just like alabaster white.
Correct. It's not
features.
bone.
Okay.
They do.
Okay,
it does look very like sunken as far as the skin. You can see, you can see bone and things like that.
Okay.
You feel for your past.
Who doesn't? It is my pain. I live with my pain.
No. Some feel pain. You feel loss, rage. It is so delicious. You hear him kind of like let out this like very like thin sort of sigh.
You are sick. There's nothing delicious about this. It's pain. It is loss I live with. It's not for you. It is for me.
Oh, I just sampled. That's all. Tell me, the one you traveled with, do you truly think he was a part of what happened?
I do not know. I do not think he would survive that far from city.
seemed to know more than he let on.
Need a timeout. Can you
Sure.
please rephrase it? I didn't know if I got all the pronouns correctly. Can you say that again?
He just said he didn't. He seemed to know more than he let on.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem.
I do not know. He has troubled past. He make mistake, but I think he have a good heart.
Interesting. For someone with such rage to feel such empathy.
Just because I have rage does not mean I have no feeling. Rage is feeling. My feelings are strong. Love is strong. Protect is strong. Rage is strong.
Pity.
What pity.
I was hoping that your rage would be more than your empathy.
My rage is watching people I care for get hurt. That is my rage. My rage is losing people I love. My rage is not just anger.
Boring.
I'm boring.
If you dig deeper, you know it's more than that. You're looking for answers.
Of course I look for answers. I was not there and I did not see happen. I do not know everything. Of
But
course I look
someone
for
may have
answers.
been.
Yes, he may have. I do not wish to break him.
Not yet.
No, not at all. You are not as smart as you think you are.
I never said I was smart.
You're awfully proud.
Let's just say I know pain.
When you talk about knows pain, too. That is Panther that knows pain from her family being gone. Everybody knows pain. You are not special.
You hear the last part of this spoken behind you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know pain like I do.
And I'll try to turn and look so I can see both sides. Try to catch to see if there's more than one, basically.
Cool. You turn and look. You don't see anything. You turn back. Nothing's there.
So the one I was talking to is gone.
Gone.
That thing ruined perfectly good cry.
Oh. I hate that.
I love that. Very cool.
Slagtan will make sure he is absolutely as composed as possible, because if he thinks his group thought he would have been crying, he could not handle that.
Cool.
So he'll get composed, walk around if he needs to a little bit, and farm.
Okay, cool. I want to give you the opportunity to be able to get as much information from this scenario as possible. So feel free to make any sort of check that you think you would.
I mean, I want to know if, first of all, if he was playing with me. So, is he trying to lead me into something? So that would be insight, I would guess.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
$22.
With a 22, I think what was probably a little disturbing was that he knew something about your past that you haven't really talked to anyone about, I don't think.
Right. I have not at all.
Yeah. That you were traveling with someone who who also seems to know a little bit, and that person, the entity that you were talking to, seemed to know more than you did. Whether that was true or not, hard to say. I would say with a 22, there's even with a 22, it's hard to say whether or not that was true.
That's absolutely fair.
One thing I think you do pick up is that I think in like ancestral sort of way, what do you think Slagtan's like stance on like any sort of like spiritual realm stuff is?
His stance would be, once you're in the ground, you're in the ground.
Cool.
And if something comes out, it's not right, and it shouldn't be out.
Gotcha. You got a very like clear something's not right vibe from this.
That's entity. What I figured. And would I be familiar with any kind of like, I don't want to call it harbinger. It's almost like a dementor is what it reminds me of.
It did seem very harbinger in a way.
Yeah.
No.
I wouldn't think so, but
no.
Like I said, anything like that, I may have seen or had some experience with some kind of undead or some kind of spirit, but it wouldn't have been. Would not have been like an active pursuit or seeking out to fight or anything like that. It would just be like, oh crap, look, there's a zombie in the woods kind of thing.
When you had any sort of experience of undead, what would you say was a contributing factor of knowing, okay, this thing is undead?
Probably how it moved.
Okay.
Like the zombie is a stiff and herky-jerky kind of movement, and skeletons and things like that.
Okay. Based on that experience, you're pretty certain this thing is not undead.
Okay. I mean, that's all I'm really trying to figure out is, I think that's the biggest thing is, does he, and he, like you said, I can't tell from, that, but my main thing was just, is he up and up? Was he trying to get my goat was the other thing. Was he trying to get me to do something?
I think with the 22, I think you think that he was playing with you.
Okay.
But he also like, this is not the DM being weird. The DM is fully aware of how disgusting that whole pain thing sounds.
Yeah.
That was on purpose.
He's like turned on by pain, basically, not in that kind of turn, but that's his thing.
He almost seemed like he was feeding off of it. And you think about the idea of where he was.
Exactly. No, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
It all makes sense to me. He's a dementor, is what he is. That's my best description of him.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
I'll get my Patronus ready.
If you want to know more about him, check out Friday's group.
Crossovers. I mean, I think that's about all Slagtan would really get. Like I said, Slagtan's not, I mean, he's introspective, but he's not like super deep thinker kind of guy. He's still very instinctual.
Yes. Yep.
So I think that would be the main thing is, what is he trying to get out of me? What does he want? And what are you? And once I kind of got that straight in my head, or what at least to the best of my knowledge, I'd probably head back to the farm after I made sure I was as composed as humanly possible.
Cool. Awesome. I think the other thing I'll tell you with the 22 is that there were several levels to that saving throw. You did save from one thing, but not the other.
Okay.
Man, I want to tell you what it was, but I'm not going to. Okay, cool.
Good.
You so you head back, and I think you probably walk in to this very weird scene. You see there are drinks that are pretty much all flying around. You see a little tiny halfling man standing on top of a table, dancing to no music. Super
Nice.
old, but sort of like old, but like spry looking. And whatever the rest of the group is doing, what do you guys think you're doing?
I mean, if they've just invited us inside, have they offered us seats?
Hold on, yeah. So from your guys' perspective, I'll give you a little bit of like thing. Like, so Ferris like came right in and was just like, didn't seem to be interested in really who you were until there was a drink in your hand. So like very quick to be like, you know, like, hey, let's party. Everybody's here. Lizeth is just kind of sitting in the corner of the room, just like knitting something. She's smiling. She's enjoying it, but she's, it seems like Ferris has way too much energy for everyone in the group, maybe.
This
Now,
is my
was-
parents when we come home for Thanksgiving. Just way too happy to have everybody there.
Now, Lizeth, you know, like I said, one of the races I'm familiar with are goblins.
Mhm.
So would she be apparent to me that she is half goblin?
Roll me insight check.
Okay. 12.
12? Yeah, 12 is enough. So you see the sharp, like you see the like kind of razor sharp teeth, the like slight green tinge to the skin. I mean, I think you saw her in handouts. Like she definitely has a like mixture of the halfling goblin look. But I'd say with the 12, you're pretty sure there's some goblin in there.
And I will be speaking goblin to her at this time and just saying, thank you for having us.
She responds back in common. Just, welcome. Please take a seat. Obviously Ferris will. Yes. Come on in. Take a seat. Yep. What are you drinking? I'm just kidding. This is all we have, and just puts a beer in front of you.
Okay, and I will nicely push it away because I've drank.
Pushes it back to you.
I'm good, thank you.
Come on. Keeps pushing it towards you.
I'll give him the look that I give Titian when he's talking too much.
Rolled a nat 1, totally doesn't get it, and pushes it literally off the counter. It just shatters to the floor. Shit. Okay, well, whatever.
Oh.
Like I said, to not sound like a weirdo, you know, with Slagtan is not familiar with alcohol. He's had it once. He does not like how it makes him feel. He doesn't like losing his senses like that.
Yeah, I'm also not going to do anything but water. Last time I got drunk with these people, I almost died.
Fair enough. So we'll say most likely, I assume Panthera is does Panthera have a drink?
Yeah, Panthera will have a drink. Yes. And as she sees what's his name again?
Ferris. Mhm.
Ferris. Okay. Yes. She'll pull out her flute and start play a little tune to match his dancing.
Cool. Oh, awesome. Yeah, he like fully gets into that. So just starts kind of dancing up on the table again. After he had pushed the glass off the table. Ianthe and Titian, are you both drinking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So this goes on for some time, I think. After a while, he kind of okay, all right. Not as surprised as I once was. Goes and sits on the counter and goes, so, where are you from? You see him like wiggling his little legs.
Well, all of us individually or as a group?
Yeah, I mean, I got time. Go ahead, tell me.
I guess I will start because, tell you the truth, Ferris, I used to live in this very house.
Yes, I heard. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. My parents were farmers. They used to farm here. Apparently, they were ordered to Hassenmal about after I left, I guess. I left about 12 years ago, and I guess it was like 10 years ago they were ordered back to Hassenmal.
Yes. Dreadful. What about you? And points to, I'll say probably points to Adim.
I'm from Honoria.
Okay. I don't know what a Dodoria is.
It's underwater, slightly south of Dare's Wharf.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
You're telling me you've lived underwater, like
For most
Like,
of my life,
living-
yes.
actual city underwater? I had never known that.
Oh, that's a shame.
What brought you to the surface?
Excuse me?
What brought you to the surface?
The ships. I was curious about the ships.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, how long has it been?
I was working on the ship I left a couple years.
Oh, do you still have family in under the water?
No. But yes.
Great.
Okay. Very cryptic. You with the one that doesn't want the drink.
Yes. I am from around.
Around.
From near in the northwest of here, near a place called Maset.
Sit. Oh, honey, this dude's from Massetti. You see Lizette just kind of like smile and nod. That's interesting.
You sweet my.
You know it?
pride.
I know it. Yeah, that's where I almost died. I says that with a smile on his face, like weird.
How
Story there
how-
that I'd like to hear.
Well, here's the deal on that story. It's the day I almost died and the day I met Lizette.
which came first?
Pretty close. So I was a traveler, just trying to like find my way in this crazy world. I was I don't know, how long ago was it? That 100 years ago. 100 years ago. Just traveling along, just minding my own business, and then boom, and like I think like just like tries to scare everyone with it. I get attacked by a huge goblin camp, and they take all my stuff, they take my clothes, they tie me to a spit roast. Tishan, you want to say something?
I think there's a bit of an echo on your thing, Joe. I was just wanted to let you know.
I'll move back. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
cool.
so.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that. They tied me to a spit roast, and then someone in the middle of the night came and saved me. That was this one over here.
That is so
Lizette,
romantic and beautiful. I love that story.
yeah, she just took one look at me and couldn't look away.
You were too skinny.
Lizette looks at you and just gives a knowing nod. I mean, that was one of the factors, yes.
Yes, the tribes, they are very dangerous, but not all bad people. They have more integrity than lions.
I don't know anything about that, but I mean, Lizette and I, we escaped together, and we found our way to beer, and well, I mean, that's part of the story. We've been pretty far. We've been kind of everywhere.
Mm. That's good. We thank you for letting us stay
Ah,
here.
I mean, it sounds like
How long-
we're sharing the house, so which is fine with us. Huge. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm kind of small. We're both kind of small, so we don't need
Yes,
a lot
I'm
of
not
space.
very big myself.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with being small. You have a big personality.
Well, thank you, my dear. What about this guy? You kind of look like the bad guy. Points to Tishan.
I mean, bad guy. What do you mean by bad? Oh, I know what you mean. Sorry, I know.
Yeah, just the everything about you kind of looks,
everything
I mean,
about
you-
me kind of looks.
You look like you You're a Leonin, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So we're
I'm a
supposed to be
Leonin, yeah.
terrified of you, and it's working. You're doing good. You're doing your job.
I mean, I'm not trying to I'm just trying to drink right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know,
Okay.
just trying to have a good time with it. I mean, I'm not trying to be terrifying, nothing like that. But
Well,
thank you. I would.
It's working less.
Hey.
And he clinks your glass. It's still there, but it's working less.
Yeah. I mean, I'm never one to turn down a compliment. Let's be honest. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. No, I'm from Holliston Mall. Born and raised there. You know, kind of lower
Holy
income. Yeah.
shit! That goes back to his drink.
Oh, what? I mean, what's what?
That's a joke.
Why the?
You look like you're from Holliston
that
Mall,
was.
so
I look like I'm okay. Yeah, that's. Oh, sorry. I'm. Woo! Right over my mane. I guess I don't. You know. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. From Holliston Mall. No big deal. Just kind of. You know, doing a bit of this and that, going through the ranks. You know. Have a grand old time.
he's gonna roll an insight check on that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. He goes, I don't know about that. I mean, you can roll a deception check if you want. You roll pretty high.
I'll throw a deception, sure. It's not so much that I'm trying to deceive, it's more that I'm trying to keep from saying something. So that's
Right,
I roll a 15. Yeah,
15,
I rolled
yeah,
a 15.
Yeah, he had a dirty 20.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
You don't seem. I mean, you look like you're from Holliston Mall, but like not from Holliston Mall.
I look like I look like I'm from Mall, but not from Mall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what about me doesn't seem like it's from Mall?
Well, I mean, first off, the company you keep. Also, this guy who's not drinking has been giving you this weird eye this entire time.
Which one of us? I'm curious. Is he referring to?
He's looking right at a Deem. He's definitely doing a Deem.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I deem as I mean, I'm not.
Are you guys in a fight or something?
Not at all.
I'm not really sure what's going on with the Deem over there. He's been just kind of. We were like best friends for like 48 hours, and then we kind of like, you know, we did a job together, and we were doing some cool stuff, you know. And then he just sort of stopped talking to me for a second.
Why'd you stop talking to him?
I speak to him when I need to.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
so let's see. We got to know each other. We know that. Let's play a game. Let's play. Let's play a game. All right. He pulls out a bunch of dice. And he goes, okay. All right. You get one, and you get one, and you get one.
6-sided, I assume.
It's for this. It's a 20-sided die. But yeah.
Okay, just so I know what I'm working with.
Okay.
All right.
So here's the deal: those that roll the highest get to ask the person the lowest a question, and they have to answer.
Ooh.
oh,
Yeah.
I played
Alright.
something similar like this.
They have to answer.
But they don't have to answer truthfully.
Well, I guess not.
All right,
Ready?
sure.
Roll. Shout out to
Alright.
you got the highest.
I got a
31.
12.
13, I don't
13.
know which. I don't
Yeah.
know how you're
13,
seeing this.
You're good. So raise your hand if you think you got the highest.
I have a 15. I don't know.
Anyone beat a 15?
No.
Okay, cool. Dean, you got the highest. Who got the lowest? Who thinks I got the lowest? Raise your hand.
I have a
I
13.
got an 11.
Okay.
Wow, we're like right next to each other. I got a 12.
Okay. Cool.
7.
7. Okay, cool. So Deem, you asked
Ooh.
Slagtan a question.
Adim looks honestly confused, as if he has nothing he wants to ask like that. Where did your name come from?
My name means talon, claw. My language.
Nice.
Oh.
Well, that's nice. I like that. That's
Ah,
cool.
terrifying. I hate that. Roll.
You should be. I'm very terrifying. I'll wink.
Raise your hand if you think you got the highest.
Oh, we're rolling again?
I got a 14.
Anyone beat a 14?
This is going to be
Who would-
learn about slag. This is learn about slag tonight, by the way.
No one got it higher than a 14. I will say, technically Ferris got a 19, but I think we're going to pass on that. So, so is it Slagtan got the lowest, you think? Slagtan, what'd you get? Oh, yeah.
You got a 2?
You got 1.
What do I? I got a 1.
You had a 1? Say somebody had a 1?
I thought you said you got a 1.
A 2.
Oh, a 2. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. What was your family like when you were growing up?
My father taught me very much. My mother passed when I was very young. Father was very good man. Very strong soul.
That's where you get it from.
Slykin
Any
will actually
siblings?
smile at that comment.
Any siblings?
No.
Oh,
Okay. Tribe is family. Tribe is all family.
I understand.
Okay, roll.
2 questions.
It was a follow-up question. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
I might have the highest this time.
What did you get, Tishian?
17.
Adim got a
Ooh.
19.
I got a 19.
Ah, damn. All right.
Who thinks I got the lowest?
Oh, okay. I did get the lowest.
All right. Adim, you get to ask Ianthe
I
something.
got a
As someone who is equally comfortable in air and water, why are you so surprised I spent most of my life underwater?
I never knew that. I never knew there was a city underwater. My connection to the water comes from someone I don't know. I grew up with my mother, who is a human. So I don't know much about the culture of people of the water outside of Celeste. I mean, I understand the ocean, I understand the beach, I understand having a connection to the water, but I never understood quite literally how deep it goes. And again, because my connection comes from someone I don't know, from my father, I never really understood it. I still don't understand it, really. It's just there.
Roll.
You're good at this, Ferris.
See some knowing smiles. Who thinks I got the highest?
I got a net 20.
I mean, no one's gonna beat that. Okay. So I am. All right. No one's beaten a 2 as the lowest. Very nice. Cool. Ianthe, you could ask Tishina a question.
This one's tough because I actually do know a lot about Titian.
But how much does Ianthe know? Also,
Exactly,
the reality is
that's the
Titian would
tough.
have to say it in the group. That's the idea.
Yeah. What have you been up to since you left the Roar and before you met us? What have you been doing?
What have I been doing?
I mean, how have you avoided them? All of my questions have several follow-ups. How have you avoided confrontation with them for what I assume to be quite a long period of time? At least a couple of years.
Yeah, they it's been just, better part of 2 years, I guess, since we sort of split ways. It's the whole time the agreement was when I left that as long as I didn't share the story, or they were more worried about the PR outcome of it. They were more worried about like the optics of being shared. You see, like what's happened here in Myrrh, the Roar does this everywhere. They do this all over, but they get by with it at home because no one necessarily sees it or has to own it. But they saw, when I left, they let me leave only because they were afraid I would say, what I would say and what I could do to them on that perception. But that's what kept me out of physical harm. I mean, the emotional harm, y'all were there. Y'all saw them call me Bastyr, and y'all saw me scraping by. I've been sort of just taking what I can as jobs, legal jobs. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't, Millie was the one that did the stuff that wasn't super legal, but I was the one that Millie. I just did, bouncing and did some jobs, just like hauling good stuff, boxes from point A to point B, guarding, kind of. I mean, the Roar was all I knew growing up, and it's all I knew in my field. And now that as soon as I was out for it, I just kind of had to figure out how to make a living with that outside of it to some extent. You know what I mean?
I have many other questions, but I think I'm going to get one.
Sit with me.
So you were called a traitor.
Oh, yeah. Kind of an unofficial title, you can say. It's an earned nickname, if you will.
Yeah, I knew it. House Somalian, but not House Somal. Raul!
Yeah.
I feel like Ianthe flinches every time he screams. I'm
Yeah, I think the
flinching.
same thing too. Like Lizeth, like every time, just Dean's been rolling crazy good.
I'm rolling crazy bad.
I think a Dean won with a nat 20. Anyone else? Or is it dirty 20? Excuse me.
There's nothing to
Are
add.
we
is
adding
there?
modifiers?
It was
Oh, no, yeah, it's
it's
just-
20,
it's-
so it's
that's right.
It's just a 20.
Correct.
I've been adding my strength. Oh wait, no.
4.
I haven't rolled the
Uh,
lowest or the highest, so I'm good. I guess I'm good. I don't know.
Okay. Panthera, what'd you get?
I got a 6.
Okay, cool. So you got so both Titian and Slagton got a 4. So it's up to you.
Ooh.
So
Dean
Dean, you
gets
can
to
ask
ask
either
who
one.
he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Sit back out of the way to make sure he can make eye contact with Titian.
Oh no, he's looking around at slide tent. I just have nothing. What would you like to do with the rod once we find it?
Me?
Ooh.
I do not know. I do not know. I do not want lions to have. I know that. I do not want if I want others to know. I don't know them.
What's the rod? I want one.
It's a stick.
Yeah.
The stick? Oh, never mind.
That's about all we know about it.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. Wow.
No.
I break
This is-
10.
This is ridiculous. I have not rolled double digits.
That's amazing.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyone beat a 17?
No.
Nope. And I think Slagtan got the lowest of the two, right?
Yep, it looks like it.
Fourth time.
All right.
All right. Slagtan is okay. I'm thinking back to how Slagtan's sort of been acting towards Tishian lately. I don't know. I'm thinking. All right, I got it. Slagtan, this has been something that's sort of been on my mind a little bit recently. Hold on, I need to look at my notes real quick about something. Okay. Do you still blame me for Mara's disappearance?
Want honest answer?
Yeah.
I mean, I want
Yes.
the answer you're going to give me.
Yes, I do. You did not stop her. Could have stopped her and you did not.
I mean,
I
I could
understand
stop.
what you say. I understand. I am not mad at you, but that does not mean I not blame you.
The DM's gonna say to Panthera, you might want to ask about this one here.
What's that?
You might want to ask about that, Panthera.
Oh, you said DM. I thought you said a deem.
No, I was saying
what?
the DM is going to the DM is going to suggest that Panthera ask who Maria is.
Okay. May I ask a question, even though I? Oh,
I don't know.
I was just wondering who this Amaria is.
She was little halfling who tried to kill Tishian because she was mad because Tishian was doing great job acting like Roar. And she went to go to Hasuma to rescue sister, and that's a bad idea if you know the woods. And so I find out and I track her down near Hasuma, and I found that she dragged into woods, and not many things that dragged into woods live.
She above table. We did find out she was alive when we were introduced to Panthera.
Panthera knows she's alive.
Only Panthera knows.
Okay, only Panthera knows. Okay.
I do know she's alive.
You remember?
Yeah,
when
you
were
said so.
talking
It was
to
a halfling
Cabbage
girl
and
that went
critter
into the
that
woods.
was taking that halfling girl.
Oh,
Get
okay.
healed? That's her.
Mhm.
All right. Okay, cool.
Are you gonna say anything to the group about it?
Yeah. Well, I happen to know that she is alive.
What?
She survived.
Yes. What?
Yes.
Lives. Oh. She lives. You seen it?
She's well cared for.
I will get up and hug Panthera, like Tan Bear hug.
As you get up and hug,
Aw.
Ferris comes up with the drink, comes up and tries to hug on top of you. The handle of the mug fully knocks into Slagtan's head. As Ferris is about 3
Okay.
drinks in at least.
For sure.
That is very goodness.
All right. Well, we see. Look who won the game. You all won the game. Good job. All right.
Yeah.
This is an excellent game.
Oh.
Maybe you should sit. I'm gonna help him to sit down.
Okay. Yeah. You mentioned to sit down. He sits down for a second and then pops back up and goes, I think it's Liza, I think it's time to, hit the sack. Liza goes, yes, okay. You all have, there are plenty of rooms upstairs. It may be a little dusty. I can go up and clean it if you want.
No, absolutely not. No, please. We'll take care of it.
Okay. All right. Well, please feel free to enjoy anything in the house. Okay. All right, Ferris, come on. And starts to kind of bring Lizeth is taller than Ferris. Just by maybe 3 or 4 inches. But carries Ferris. Also Ferris definitely has the old man lean. So may not always have been so, but is definitely now. Carries Ferris upstairs, and you are all left to your own devices.
Well, it was lively.
I feel like I've learned more about Slagtan in 5 minutes than I have 5 days. This is
Nobody asked.
awesome.
You see Ferris lean through the bedposts, or the post in the hallways. You're welcome. And then he's
In fairness, Slagtan, every time I try to talk to you, you always tell me to quit talking. So I don't know.
There's talking with purpose, and there is just talking to talk. Do a little bit of both.
Yeah. What?
I will. At some point, I'm going to just. I want to know what the weather's going to be like for the next 24 hours. So I step outside and I just looking at the sky and nature and casting Druidcraft, which tells me what the weather's going to be like for the next 24 hours.
Sure. It's gonna be a beautiful day.
Oh.
Sometime before the group goes to bed, I want to try to get some one-on-one time with Tishan.
Cool.
All right.
So just
I think in that same vein, just to sort of put stuff out there so we can sort of figure out the order. At some point, Tishan wants to get some alone time with the Deem, I think.
You're gonna have to make that move because if you have one-on-one time with Slagtan, I'm gonna go upstairs.
He'll make Tishan will make the move. Tishan's got the
I'm right here. I'm probably
But
drinking
I mean,
some
like-
water.
So let's put it this way. Everybody goes to
And
bed.
at some point, Panthera wants to get some one-on-one time with.
Well, I mean, Panthera wants to get one-on-one time with who?
No, I'm teasing.
Oh, gotcha,
I was
gotcha.
I was just getting in on the. Well, I want some one-on-one time.
You're totally fine.
Fine, yeah.
Let's do
Anthony
because
and
this.
Flag can't get enough one-on-one time. for
This needs
besties,
to happen. So let's go ahead and do it. So Tishian and Adim, the rest of you all eventually, like, I think there's most likely a point where Slagtan's like, no, I want to stay, and like Ianthe, you like recognize like,
I probably would go upstairs and like do some prestidigitation to clean all the rooms because I'm not sleeping in a dust puddle, dust
Cool.
pile.
I was like hinting at like Slagtan to come.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll like, come help me, come on.
Okay.
I'll since it's such a I mean, what's the temperature like? Is it?
It's temperate. It's probably a little chilly.
Okay. I was thinking of sleeping outside, just underneath the stars.
You haven't
I
checked
think
your
I
room
will.
yet.
Was that?
You haven't checked your room yet.
Oh,
I'm
Okay,
just
well, I'll
mentioning
go-
that because I feel like that's something that that Panthera would probably want to do.
okay. Yeah, that's true. I'll go up and the room that I used to stay in.
Cool. Awesome.
There are tabaxi tails everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh god!
Oh,
And it just says Ferris's Tail Collection. That's all it is. Yeah.
That's awful.
Oh god!
How dare you? How dare you?
I'm sorry, I had my Sam
that's-
Riegel moment. I'm sorry.
That's a negative. That's a
You
negative
take-
inspiration point. damn it.
Both
God.
Slagtan and Tishian take 5 points of psychic damage from the DM.
That's just wrong.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll take it from Tishian and Dean's perspective first.
Sure. I imagine, is Adim still sitting at the table?
I
yeah.
probably would move to leave unless you stop me.
Sure. I think Tishian, go ahead. I think Tishian would, sorry.
Go ahead.
Internet. Tishian will, hey Dean, why don't you stay down here for a second? I'd love to chat with you.
I'll turn around and not sit back down and say yes.
Well, why don't you, and Tishian will nudge, I'm assuming not a drink, but maybe like the pitcher of water towards him and be like, I'm assuming there's a pitcher of water here.
Yeah,
Why don't you,
absolutely.
why don't we,
Its name
why
is
don't you sit
Alex.
down? His name is Alex. Alex, the pitcher of water. Do you why don't you sit down a spell, and I'd just love to pick your brain a little bit.
He sits.
Yeah. This may come across weird. I don't want to make it weird, but I'm weird, so it's going to be that way for a second. So I hope you all just give me some grace on this.
Go for it.
Why? Oh, that's not that's in character, but that could be my. That
So
could be on
sorry.
my.
So sorry.
As,
I'm just
as I
listening.
say, that could be on my tombstone too. I noticed you had like a second there in the game where you could ask either me or Slagtan a question. And you chose Slagtan. Nothing against that. I just was wondering, why didn't you choose me?
I had nothing I wanted to ask you.
Adim, I mean, I've been noticing you walking a distance away from the group, and been noticing you sort of keeping an eye on everything. We weren't like that like 72 hours ago. I just wonder what's changed, and it's hard not to feel like you're a little distance from me in some ways.
You were very clear to me. I am not your captain. You do not want my advice, but you are also not my captain. I won't take yours. What other clarity do you need?
We don't have, neither one of us has to be in charge to be friends, Adim. We can still be crewmates on this ship.
Despite all of these questions that we've asked tonight, I still don't know what's going on with you.
Well, ask away. You say you have no questions, but you still say you're trying to figure stuff out. Ask away.
To do that, you pushed me aside and reminded me that I was not your captain. So I'm behaving accordingly. I'm living my life, I'm doing what I want, and for now, I'd like to stay with the group. When that changes, you won't see me again.
Adim, no one's forcing you to be here.
I know. That's why I'm still here.
Right. But we got to know we can trust you. I have to know I can trust you, and I'm not sure. I also got to feel that trust in return. I mean, we're about to go into some haunted gobbledygook with fucking, I guess, like spirit dwarves and sticks of whatever. But like, I just gotta know, like, are you gonna have my back in this, or are you gonna trust me to have your back in this come the time?
You're aware that the things you're saying to me are just about the exact things I said to you the night you told me that I was not your captain and I was not yours. So I find it at best shocking, at most imbecilic, that you would ask me the same question now.
You know, Adim, I'm trying to come at you person to person here respectfully, and I feel like you're calling me an imbecile right now. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's not nice.
No, it wasn't. But you asked me a question, so I answered it.
Adim, you understand how you came at... I'm sorry?
What would you like to hear from me?
Why you're being a dick.
I told you.
Because you're a dick? I'm sorry, I'm missing here.
Sure, let's go with that. Have a good night, Tisha.
Bye, Adim. Good night. Have sweet dreams. Can I just say above table? Like I'm honestly at a loss with Adim a little bit right now.
I don't. So I'm at a loss with Tisha.
I feel like that went away. I didn't want it to go in a way. Like I feel like I was trying to. I don't know.
I did.
Sure.
I'll be honest with the DM. I didn't.
Let me do
hold
this.
on. Time out.
As I turn
Time
away,
out.
you say goodnight to me.
Time out.
Okay.
One thing I just want to point out is I don't think Adim is being clear. As a DM, I'm saying I don't think Adim is being clear on the reasoning. I think I get maybe an idea of what you're talking about, but I also think what Titian was about to say is valid on the idea that.
I have no doubt it's valid. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adim will turn around as you say goodnight and have sweet dreams. I can't use Michael. I gotta use Adim. So hold on. Or I guess I can't use Jack. That's why Michael was confusing me because my real name's Michael.
Alex is in there somewhere too.
Alex is somewhere.
It's a picture.
You can trust me if you want. That's fine. I do not wish you ill. I'm not out to hurt you. You don't want my advice, you won't have it. You've told me that you're not my captain, so I won't follow your lead. Does that make it more clear?
I mean, I guess so.
All right.
But I'm just asking that we get along in this situation. No one's in charge of anybody. I just want to be cordial at best, is what I'm asking for.
Would you like me to fake goodwill?
I mean, Adim, I don't want you to fake anything. I just don't want you on the outside of everything, removing yourself from the situation.
So to be clear, you'd like me to be physically closer to you when we're doing whatever we're doing.
I would like for you to be an active participant in this group. I mean, whatever this group is, we're going to have to be sharing ideas and all these other things that sort of go along with it. I mean, I just want you to be a part of this so that we know where you're standing with us, both physically and emotionally, spiritually, in any other way, shape, or form.
I will give as much as I see you giving. In all of those ways, including historically.
Historically? What do you mean historically?
I still don't know what happened between you and the Roar, even though I asked you.
I just
Not exactly. No, you gave cloudy references to having a problem with them and leaving. Just like I said that my family both does and does not live in Anoria.
Okay.
So, sure. I will be as clear with me. I will be as clear with you as you are with me.
What do you want to know, Adim? Are you've seen me march through town and had people spit in my face?
Yeah.
You've seen me be chased out of my home, away from my family. You've seen watch my best friend die in front of me. I don't know what more you need to know about my background in this situation.
Perhaps nothing. So then we're good.
Do you want to know the gritty details? Is that
not right now?
Adim, if it helps us get closer together, I'll tell you all about it. I'll tell you what it smelled like that night I woke up and the screams that I heard.
I do not need to hear those things. The problem was your lack of information to the group was putting us all in danger.
I mean, I'd argue.
And over again, we found ourselves mired in something that seemed to be surrounding the Bastir, excuse me, which is you. I was seeking that night to get a little bit of insight so I could help you further because I did not know what was going on. You rebuffed me, reminded me that I was not your captain, despite the fact that you've been using my suggestions since we walked in the mirror and haven't stopped except talking to the mayor, but that's neither here nor there. And then I reminded you that if you were going to be the leader, my captain, I needed to know what was going on, and that's when you stonewalled me. That is my problem. I'm okay not being your captain. I'm okay with you not being mine. But if I'm going to walk into a dangerous place where everyone has their sights aimed on you, and I don't know why, and if you think I'm going to stand next to you and not be able to help the people around you that you may hurt, not purposely, but because of your presence, you're insane. Is that clear?
I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from, but Adim, I've never lied to you since I've met you.
You haven't lied. No.
I'm at a loss for what you want from me on this, Adim. I've been an open book to you, and honestly, it's been oversharing that got us kicked out of the city in the first place. This is...
Then chalk it up to me being a difficult Genasi.
All right. I mean, good night, Adim.
Good night.
So as the rest of you start to head off to sleep, we're going to probably end tonight with Panthera. Panthera, as you enter your room, and the way I imagine your room is set, it's the way that you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the way I imagine it's kind of just like at the end of the hall. So it's kind of like one of these areas that, you know, looking at the stature and everything about, you know, Lyseth and Ferris, they not inherited, that's the wrong word, but they ended up buying this farm, and there was a significant amount of area that they didn't need, so it just wasn't touched. And you see that clearly as you open the door. You see there is. You tell me what. Tell me what Panthera's room would have looked like 12 years ago.
Well, obviously, she left when she was 15, so there's, and she probably didn't take a whole lot with her from when she, because she was wanted to travel light, and two, she just, I won't say separate herself from her parents, but a whole lot of, I guess, she wanted to make a clean start. Seeing the wide open spaces instead of just this small town mirror thing that was going
so
on.
we're so basically the idea that we're looking at is like, what is the physical description of the room? If you were to explain what it looks like in your words.
Okay. It looks a lot. It's got lots of. She looks. There's a couple of journals tucked under the bed, probably from where she kept these. I don't know if they're still there or not, but
tucked under the mattress or tucked under the bed.
Under the mattress.
Okay.
There's books on there's definitely agricultural books that her father gave her to because he expected her to work on the farm and take over when they were older and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't appear to have been they aren't creased or anything. They haven't been opened much, if at all. Okay. But then there are other books that he gave her about wildflowers and the forest, the different types of trees and everything. Those have seen quite a bit. They look dog-eared and they've seen quite a bit of use. There's and there's a lot of different projects that are in various states of completion. Perhaps there's a pottery wheel with there's an unfinished vase or bowl or something, and then it looks like she moved from project to project, and once she got bored with it, on and left that project wherever it was, and so her interests were varied, and looks upon and as she steps in, she's like all in, and she's like, she realizes now that all those things that she was when she left, she was, I don't want to say upset with her parents, but she was tired of being told what she was going to be when she grew up, which was a farmer, and she wanted to see the great wide world. Now she comes back, she realizes that she was running from the wrong thing. And running to the wrong thing, but turned out to be the right thing. But now that she's back, she realizes that she She didn't realize. She didn't realize at the time how good she had it.
Okay.
She realizes now. Sees all this that, you know, her parents let her explore these things that she, depending upon, you know, whether or not she actually completed them. It got her. I mean, she didn't have any money of her own, and so her parents got her all these, like the pottery wheel and and all these things that she could use to start her projects, and then abandon them whenever, and and then her parents would do stuff that she was interested in, and she didn't realize it at the time, but her parents were letting her explore in a way that felt was her, but that she was still safe at home.
Mhm.
And she rebelled against that. Realized now that she was wrong for doing that, and she kind of feels she has a tinge of sadness now that knowing what she knows about her, about what her parents went through. She's like, well, maybe if I had been here, I could have done something that would have. But
so as those like nostalgic and realization sort of types of thoughts go through Panthera's head, I imagine you kind of like run your fingers along the like what's the word I'm looking for? The vanity, I guess. And you see this like mirror of yourself.
Yeah.
And remembering as like a very, as a much younger Tabaxi looking through it and seeing just the natural, wear and tear of the forest. And you might notice like some like, areas of like dried blood on your clothes from like the thing that you went through earlier in the day.
Oh yeah.
You notice the book that is specifically like listing all the wildflowers that your father gave to you. You notice that it seems like it's just kind of a little bit out of place. Do you pick it up?
Is it laying flat on the surface, or is it in a bookshelf? Nope. But just
it's just kind of in this like, it's not even a bookshelf. I imagine it's just like kind of like clasped between like maybe like a small jewelry box and
oh, okay. Yeah, I will take a look at it and
okay,
see what
what was or is, but more importantly was at the time, what was Panthera's favorite flower?
Panthera's flower was orchids, because they're so hard to grow. Okay. She always liked a challenge.
You look at the chapter on orchids, and as you open it up, a letter falls out to the floor.
And I didn't put it there.
No.
I reached down and is it in an envelope, or is it just folded into the?
Just folded, just as tight as it possibly could have been in that page.
And I open the letter and I start reading it.
Okay. So you read a letter that says, "My dearest flower, it pains me to have to write this and know that you may one day be reading this in what I presume to be your old room. I'm sorry that we left you, but the difficulties here became too much, and we were forced to move. For now, our destination is Hasamal. We're not sure for how long. To be honest, it may not be up to us. I have left a small token of your father's greatest possession behind the vanity. I hope to hold you in my arms soon with all the love on this world. In your mother's name.
Panthera, she calls herself Panthera for the first time in years, 12 years. What? I'm sorry. Could you repeat the part about what she said about father leaving?
Say that again?
You said my father left up his.
Yeah. So it said, behind the vanity, your father has left you his greatest possession.
Oh. Okay. My eyes are a little moist, so I'm wiping them.
No, you're fine.
And I go behind the. I look behind the vanity. See what my father left me.
You see behind the vanity there is a small nail that seems to have been driven into the back wood, like right behind the actual mirror. And you see there is a cloak that is hanging on that nail. You see it is a it's opposite of the stuff that you normally wear. You see this like deep dark red, almost like kind of like a velvety sort of tone. You've seen your father wear it every once in a while, specifically when he goes into town.
I take it off the nail.
Okay.
And did you say it was a necklace?
No, it's a cloak. A
Oh, a
cloak?
cloak.
Mhm.
Okay. I assume it has a clasp.
Yes.
Okay. I remember when my father wore this. I always thought he looked so handsome in it. Wish I would have told him that.
I think in this moment, you take the clasp and you gently flip the cloak around. You fasten it to you, and you feel a warm presence, something that you can't really explain except for in a faint sort of passive arcana sort of way, as you recognize that this cloak is actually magical. And Panthera, you look in the mirror as you see you are dressed in a way that reminds you very much of your father. I think with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, God! I didn't expect the feels.
Yes, all the feels, sir. Welcome to the feels group.
That was a good ending.
Yeah, that was. Oh, I'm actually crying.
I'll take that as a compliment, but I also
Oh, it was.
I feel like
Yeah,
that is
no,
the
that's.
if you check your character sheet, if you refresh your character sheet, you'll see that you have now a cloak of protection.
Oh,
Yay.
Well, gang, that went. I had no expectations, so that went exactly as expected. That was super fun. I loved that. It was very nice tonight. We are, to be honest with you, I'm powering down hard now after that point. So I'm going to say, if it's okay with everybody, we're just going to do kudos to and there's things that we're excited about moving forward on that. I think we had a lot of like explanation and like intuitive sort of stuff going on. So I think a lot of it already has been somewhat explained. So cool. So let's do our kudos, and I want to change it up. Let's go backwards. So we're going to actually start with Tishian.
Hi. Kudos. I think, man, I really loved Ianthe. Ianthe did so much good, like talking, and like got a lot out of like all the conversations that we were engaging with. Her sort of interacting with Foz and her interacting with. I loved all of that. I think I love how Chelsea just plays. Ianthe as a character and really feels like, yeah, I just really am appreciating all that.
oh, I think
Looking towards future, super stoked that it seems like we now have like maybe an idea for this rod and the way to use it, and I'm interested to see if we actually hand it over. That sort of stuff.
Oh, I mean, it's up to you guys. I fully expect you guys. Oh, like, are you saying who you're handing it over to?
Yeah, like, who are we going to hand it over if we're going to hand it over? Like, we'll see how it goes. Like, I think there's so much more to learn, but I think, I'm interested to see how we handle this stuff.
Yeah, I love that. Very cool. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. I'm also very excited for next week. Next week's going to be really, really fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Chelsea.
I am gonna give my kudos to Finn. I like Panthera a lot. And I just like the way you're kind of setting up her character, and this. I feel like she's gonna be a good foil for Ianthe in like a good way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like very wise, very down to earth, very connected, whereas Ianthe's got her head up in the clouds. Almost literally, because she's a moon sorcerer. So yeah, I'm liking this new edition. It's a good time. I am looking forward to. I'm very proud that we came up with a plan for Mir. I knew when we met with the mayor, and he was going to be like, "Great, can't wait to hear about your plan to save us." And I was like, "Me too."
Like that.
And we have one, kind of.
Yes, I knew there was going to be like oh God, what do we do here on this?
Yeah,
makes sense. Very cool. Awesome. Very cool. Finn.
Let's see. I'm I think I'm gonna first, I'm not sure if I need to apologize to and I'm sorry, I'm still learning characters' names.
Okay.
Chris's character.
Slack Town?
Yeah. I don't know if I need to apologize for bringing all that family stuff up.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
That was super fitting. That was something I was like, ooh.
Cool.
That was good.
Because I didn't know if I was making you feel uncomfortable personally or just in character wise.
No, it was a character. It was a character thing. It was not
okay.
personally.
Okay, cool. Yeah. but I really liked your interactions with me, and because of me in the office, and I really, well, you're standing up, and then I'm standing up too because I don't like to be in here, and it's like, yeah, and I thought, and I just really liked that moment where you just went off by yourself and you just became intensely vulnerable for that moment or two. And I mean, I personally was like tearing up a little bit there too, because you were like, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just let it all hang out, and all this talk of family is just like bringing up those memories, and so I thought that was really good, and I just wanted to tell you that. And I'm glad it was just in character that I was making you feel uncomfortable.
No. I said if it was personal, that's why Joe has all the safeguards in place. But no, it was completely in character.
Okay. And what I'm looking forward to is I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how Panthera fits into this group. She still feels like she's a little bit on the outside looking in, sort of. She likes everybody, and she wants to be, a useful member of the team. She wants to, especially after they helped her out during that when she was being attacked. So she wants to return the favor, and she's hoping that somewhere along the line she can. But yeah, she's really looking forward to going forward and having more adventures with this, and hopefully finding the answer to are her parents okay eventually somewhere down the line.
Yeah. That was purposely left open-ended, if that wasn't clear. Like there's
I understand.
It depends on how long it takes for you guys to ever come back to Hasamal.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I love that. Very cool. Go ahead.
I am keeping that letter,
yes, of course,
close to me, like in a pouch or something.
Yeah.
Where I can keep it close to me, but keep it safe. So
I think one thing that I really loved about how you described Finn's character on this was the idea of having a parent that allowed them to that gave them pretty much everything they wanted, and they still kind of felt like, no, I need to run away from this. Ironically, there is a Friday character that shares a similar thing, and in no way trying to downplay that, but it's interesting because it is something that I think is I assume not me, but some of us probably feel that way of like, oh man, all the things I got away with. Being able to kind of come back to that and look at that is very cool. So yes, thank you for that. Cool. Chris?
I'm giving kudos to Adim for how he handled the question asking game. I thought that was pretty good. He was not going to give Tishian the time of day in that game, but he was willing to have it one-on-one, so I thought that was just pretty cool. Looking forward to, like I said, there's still some convos I want to have in character yet with people, but it's kind of seeing, because I seeing how the relationship kind of grows, because it's been like 3 more urban people in Slagtan, and now we add another character that is not urban.
Total
just seeing how
outsider,
that completely, just see how that dynamic goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I thought that was really great to be like, oh, you're, when Ben and I were talking about like character like Druid, I want to be from the wilderness. I was like, great, cool, awesome. I know someone who you're gonna get along with. Great.
I can't wait because I see I see Panthera as sort of like kind of a hippie, like natural, but then I see Slagtan as like a prepper in a way. Like I see them as both like in the same realm, but like from two different ends of it. So I just can't wait for there to be like a character moment where y'all are arguing about like knots or something like that.
Yes. Yep. That's so good. I loved the like
Using a bowline knot when a square knot would work just as well, if not better.
that's so
I'll be
good.
like, you talk too much. These both does not work.
It's fine. It's good enough. That's so good.
Oh, we talk about accent, Eastern European accent, no voice stress whatsoever.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can do that all day.
Yeah. Wait till you guys end up Massetti everywhere. Everyone talks like that in Massetti. So yeah, very cool. I also really loved the concept of Panthera and Slagtan at one point, both like what was the word?
Pacing.
Pacing. Yeah, that was great.
We're crossing in different directions. Obviously, we're not.
Yeah, yeah.
We're pacing in opposite directions and just crossing each other. Yeah, it's like fuck.
That's so good. Cool. And last but not least, Jack.
I guess kudos to Matt. I know it seems like Michael's angry, but Michael is not angry at all, Matt. I don't. So, in fact, if you're awake when everyone else leaves, hang back. Even Joe can leave. I know you're tired. But I would love to have a chat with Matt, not a demonician, but Michael and Matt.
Yeah.
If you want.
I mean,
And
it's up
if
to you
not,
guys.
that's fine.
Totally fine.
What I'm looking forward to, I'm looking forward to getting Ianthe underwater.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to seeing her be the fish out of water, but being the fish in water. But you know what I mean. That will be very satisfying for Deem. Not in a joking way, but be like, let me show you what your other half is.
Yeah.
I can show you the yeah.
That was a very
going
cool
underwater, not in the sky.
Yes.
Under the sea.
Yeah, that one.
Well, I mean, to do that, I think you guys are gonna have to survive Raven's Rock. Very cool.
I mean, it's just a bunch of birds. Come on.
Raven's Rock has no birds in it, friend. It's way worse. I mean, there's probably some real birds, but that's not.
Why did they call it Raven's Rock if there are no ravens? I mean, really?
I love that's
Point.
Somebody needs to change the name of their landmarks.
That's a character question, I think, for next week. But yeah, cool. Up to you guys. Do you want me to hang back? I totally can. It's up to you.
I don't feel you need to. It's not going to be an argument.
Matt.
I think I'll be okay.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Awesome, guys. Well, I will see you all next week. Have an awesome, lovely week. No one, I hope all of your involvements with any animal is awesome. And dogs are still amazing. I love dogs. But yeah. So we'll see you all next week. Be safe. I love you all, and yeah, be careful. Bye, guys.
Right. Yeah,
Night,
be
Pat.
safe too.
Bye.
Bye, Matt.
Bye.
See you guys later.
All right.
So, hi.